Last year, I bought a suit of armour from an antique shop. Then had to wear it home on the train because it was easier than carrying it.
David's team.
OK. Where was the antiques shop?
It was in a street near Leicester Square. There's a little side passage full of antique shops and the like.
Were you planning to buy a suit of armour that day?
Absolutely not. I mean, who does?
Why did you buy it?
Well, there was people firing arrows at me. They're on fire. What are you supposed to do?
So
We've all done it. We've all been to London.
Were you planning...
Watch a show, have a kebab, then it starts, doesn't it?
Were you planning to buy an antique that day?
No, I was not planning to buy anything, but I've always fancied a suit of armour.
What sort of suit of armour was it? From what era? From what...
Oh, it was a proper original one from the 1950s.
Was it a sort of theatrical prop, perhaps?
That's exactly what it was. It was from a show...
Yes.
In the West End.
In the West End. What was it called?
It might have been A Room for Two Nights. And this was just one of the costumes. I don't know where the other one went. It was on display. I went in, I looked at it, and I said, "Is this for sale?" He said, "No, but if you make me an offer, I might consider it." I made him the offer, he considered it. And then he said, "Now let's get back to buying the costume." And then I got excited with my purchase. So I said, "I'll take it now." He said, "It's heavy." I said, "I think I can manage." And he jokingly said, "You could always wear it home." And I thought, hang on. That's not only a purchase, that's a story for Would I Lie to You? So I said, "Do you mind if I get change and I'll go home in it?" He said, "All right, then." And that's what happened. I got change and out I went like that.
How long is your entire journey, door to door, from the shop to your home?
Well, usually in normal clothes, it's about, I'd say it's about an hour.
Yeah.
This took 3.5 days.
What do you think? Is he telling the truth?
I think it's a lie. I would love it to be true, but it's a lie.
You can't get underground with a load of shopping bags.
So AJ thinks it's a lie. Joel thinks it's a lie. I think, David, you're thinking it might be true?
It's a lie.
Oh, God, no. No, I think it's a lie.
Lee, truth or lie?
It is, in fact, a lie.
Yay!
Yes, it's a lie. Lee didn't wear a suit of armour on the train home.
Ahead of a forthcoming beach holiday, I've been practising my snorkeling in the bath. Last week, I managed to stay under for the entirety of the Archers.
David's team.
Lie.
For some of the younger people who have full and vibrant lives, what is The Archers?
The Archers is a radio soap opera about people who do archery.
Is your bath big enough that you can effectively bob in it full length?
No, my bottom is showing up out of the water.
Oh, God.
Picture the scene, Lucy.
And you remained in that weird position...
For the whole of the Archers.
For the whole of the Archers. Was that the omnibus, or...?
No, I wasn't on the bus, I was in the bath.
Where are you going on holiday where there's going to be such great snorkeling?
Thailand. Sorry, not Thailand, sock shop.
You've got your head in the water with your arms by your side, your bum in the air for 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
What good does that do?
But it makes you... It helps you practice not panicking with your head under the water.
You're pushing your head down right under the surface of the water.
No, I've got about that much water in the bath and my head's not...
Wow.
What? What do you mean, that much?
Bath.
That's a big bath, that.
I'm surprised you can get your bum out of the water at that depth.
Oh, no, I've got knee pads. Right. Big, thick knee pads, because it can get very uncomfortable, that.
You could put a little stool.
Yeah, no, I tried that, but my wife said I've got to stop doing that.
So what are you thinking?
I think he's fibbing.
Oh. Claudia?
Yes, that's a lie.
David?
Yes, it's a lie. Of course, it's a lie. It's a lie.
Lee?
What?
Was it a lie or were you telling the truth?
It's a lie. 11 years ago, I did a very bad thing in the kitchen. The time has finally come to confess all to my wife.
David's team.
What did you do?
I broke a pot, a cooking pot that you bake chickens in. You roast chickens in.
What? Okay.
Chicken pot.
What was so special about the chicken pot?
Good question, Greg.
Thank you.
Any ideas?
Was it a wedding present?
It wasn't a wedding present. No, it was terracotta.
Yeah.
And it's got a lid on it.
Heavy.
Yeah, it's pretty deep, man.
Yeah.
No, it genuinely is. It's about that deep, isn't it? And you put the lid on. And the thing about these terracotta pots is you're not supposed to wash them. The pot absorbs the flavour over the years. I had about an hour before she was coming home, and I knew she would not be happy about this, so I raced to the local kitchen shop and fortunately got the exact same pot.
How many years?
About half an hour to age it.
How many years had the previous one been aging?
Oh, 7 years.
So you had to do 7 years' worth of casseroling?
Yeah.
In
half an hour.
In half an hour?
No, I had to make it look like it was weathered.
How did you do that?
First of all, I put a bit of soil on it. Then I put Marmite on, and then baked it very quickly on a high heat, and then scraped the Marmite off. Then I got sandpaper, a bit of sandpaper on it.
Yeah. All this in the half an hour?
Unbelievable speed.
Before she got home?
When she arrived home, did she suspect anything?
Well, I was with another woman in bed, but apart from that...
How did you break it?
Well, I was fixing something with a screwdriver, and I got in a bad mood, and I threw the screwdriver down.
You threw a screwdriver so hard that it shattered an ancient cooking pot.
Didn't shatter it. Cracked. And it's not ancient, but the word pot was correct in that
Did you
sense.
say you...
I threw it down, it bounced, and it just chipped it a bit, but it was enough to make my wife... She would have noticed that chip.
So, you said...
Just let me have a drink and have a think about this. I'm not even married.
Why did you feel that a 7-year-old cooking pot had so much sentimental value for your wife that it was worth all this trouble?
Oh, did I not mention her grandmother's ashes inside? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, no, that's quite relevant. Sorry, I forgot that. Yeah.
Did you also burn another old lady?
All right, it's time to decide. Victoria?
I have met Lee's wife. She's an extremely sophisticated and nuanced woman with many interests. I don't think she'll be so...
Whoa. What do you mean, many interests? What do you know that I don't?
What are you saying? I can't believe that a 7-year-old pot would loom so large that you would feel unable to tell her.
That's because when you come round to my house and you're with my wife and we're having dinner, she's pleasant and she's nice. She's lovely, she's calm. And the second we wave you off, bye, see, it's just been lovely. Close that door. She goes, you embarrass me again! With your TV friends! That posh one with the beard kept staring at me! And I didn't like her husband neither.
OK, I've got a couple of extra questions.
Oh, Lord.
What, you say it wasn't cracked, it was just chipped?
It was...
Was it usable?
Yes, it was definitely usable.
You would have been able to say, I'm really sorry I've chipped it, but the thing that you so love about it, all this accumulated flavour, is still there. It's not affected by a tiny chip.
There's a tiny bit missing. And actually, apparently, all the flavour comes from the sweet spot. And that's what had gone.
Where was
I remember as it chipped off, I went, smelt the pot, nothing. I took this little piece of it. Wow.
Even though the functionality of the pot is unaffected, you thought she'd be so furious at superficial damage to it...
Not superficial.
It is superficial.
No, it isn't superficial. I haven't told you the size of the chip, have I?
No.
OK. You just simulated it. You went like that.
Yeah, but you don't know how I'm holding it. I'm holding it at the edge of... the edge of it. It goes round here. I'm holding it, you see.
All right, David, it's time to get a grip and make a decision.
So the flight of the screwdriver...
Can I just the pot? was ruined, David. That's all you need to know.
Well, yeah, but when you said...
Let it go, David! Yeah. Do you know what? I wish I'd have taken my chances with my wife at the time. This is unbearable!
Right. It is time to decide.
Second question. No. What did you do with the damaged pot?
I hid it to begin with, and then over the next couple of days, when she wasn't looking, I slowly
dragged it towards the door.
I moved it very slowly.
Because she only notices things when they move. Yes. She's Tyrannosaurus Rex.
She would be sat there with a glass of water watching the television. I would come down with a step and she'd see the water shimmer like that.
So, David, it's time to decide.
Yeah.
Was Lee telling the truth?
Well, what do you think?
I think it's a lie.
What do you think?
It can't be true.
I think it might be true, but I'm not going to overrule my team. We'll go lie.
Lee, were you telling the truth or were you telling the lie?
I'm sorry, my dear. It's true. Because I'm so scared of cutting my fingernails, once a month I'll have a large glug of night nurse and ask my wife to do it while I'm asleep.
David's team.
Why are you so frightened of cutting your fingernails?
Because when I was a child, my granddad was cutting my fingernails and it flew off and it went in my eye, the fingernail, and I had to go to A&E because he couldn't get it out. Ever since then, I've been too scared.
People get specks of dust out of their eye. How did a fingernail...
My granddad fought in the war and sadly only had a thumb and one finger. Just enough to use a pair of scissors, but not enough to then start getting things out of eyes.
So he'd lost... Three fingers on each hand.
He lost 5 fingers on this hand, 3 fingers on this hand, and just those 2 fingers.
Right. That's all he had.
And his name was Edward, and you wouldn't believe what his nickname was.
It's quite hard to hold scissors with just 2 fingers, isn't it?
I know, the man was a genius.
In between the incident with Grandad, which was when you were a child, should we say 8 or 9?
Say what you want.
How old were you with the incident as a child? 15, 16?
8 or 10 I was.
OK, 8 or 10.
OK.
And then the next person to cut your nails was your wife. Did you meet her at 11, 12?
I can't remember the time.
I'm guessing in your 20s.
Yeah,
who cut your nails for 13 years, Lee?
My mum used to cut my fingernails for me till till I was quite old.
With the night nurse?
No, just her.
Did the night nurse solution immediately present itself, or did that come later?
No, my mum... look, I don't want to get my wife jealous. You know what they're like with mothers and stuff. My mother had a more gentle touch. She was able to cut my fingers in a way that wasn't traumatic.
Not your fingers, your fingernails.
Yeah.
Well, did I just say fingers?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm sorry, Rob.
I have to say that would be a remarkably gentle touch if you could actually cut your fingers off.
Yeah.
I mean, she would have been the surgeon of her generation. You know, she didn't need... They didn't need anaesthetic with her because it's so silky with the scalpel work.
My fingernails, you cut my fingernails very gently.
Yeah.
You know, you've met my wife. She's got massive brutish hands. And she hasn't got that delicate touch. You remember when she met you last time and she sort of gripped you by the hand and you fainted?
Yes.
I know, Rob.
What about your previous girlfriends?
It's fair to say, in my younger days, that some of the girlfriends had daintier hands than others. The night nurse started on about girlfriend number 3, I think it was. Girlfriend number 2 was using chloroform. She was particularly brutish. One of them took me to the vets.
What are you thinking, David?
For me, it's the things that he said that aren't believable. I think if I had to pin it down, it would be all of the things that he said.
After he'd read the card?
Yes. We're going to go lie.
OK, so they think it's a lie. Lee, were you telling the truth or was it a lie?
It is, in fact, a lie. I once got my head stuck in a set of railings whilst trying to show my kids how I once got my head stuck in a set of railings.
David's team.
Yes, true, I think.
Just two. Just two.
Where were the railings?
Which time do you mean?
The second time.
The reenactment was at my house, the railings at the front of my house.
And you said to your children, these railings bring back memories of when...
Well, they're very... that's how it started. I said, they look very similar to the railings I had as a child. I said, have I ever told you the story of the time I got my head stuck in the railings? They said, no, Father, do tell. And I tried to paint the picture with words. And as you know, I'm not great at that. So in the end, I just got frustrated. It's not that hard to follow. Look, I'll just show you. Come here.
And where did the original incident take place? The railing incident?
Should we call it Railings 1? The 70s railings.
Yeah.
The 70s railings happened in my hometown.
What happened? So you're stuck?
Well, the first incident ended with the fire brigade being involved.
Yep.
And where were the railings? They were in your hometown, but where specifically?
Railings 1, they were also in my house.
On the front garden of your house?
Yes, yes. We tried it in the upstairs bathroom, but they didn't look nice.
Railings 1.
We were struggling to get out of the bath. Oh, these are...
Railings 1, the fire brigade was called.
Yes, correct.
And what did they do?
They had to saw one of the railings.
Yeah.
What age were you for Railings 1?
I was about 9.
So this is a very scary occurrence for a child of 9. How did you react? Were there little tears?
There was little tears, yeah. Oh, Mother, my head is stuck in the rails, I said, vocally. I'll never forget, she came out with a glass of wine and a cigarette and laughed for about 25 minutes.
And how were you extricated after Railings 2?
Yes.
That means how did they get you out of the railings?
We tried all sorts of different systems. The kids started off with Lurpak.
How far apart are the railings?
Oh, about 40 years.
I mean, Railings 2.
Railings 2.
I think
What about the size of his head, obviously?
Well...
Yeah.
Otherwise, he wouldn't be stuck, would he?
I know.
I can tell you
This far apart.
Did you not think that your bonce was going to get stuck in there?
So I thought what would happen is I'd go in and it'd be a tight squeeze to get them out, but I'd still get it out. But I'd still have sort of proved my point that it's tighter to get it out than it is to put it in.
So did the fire... What happened next?
So my head's in the railings.
They've tried butter.
Railings 2.
Railings 2. Railings 1, fire brigade. It's over.
It's finished.
They've sawed through one of the things, they bent it apart a bit, you got out. Fine.
Yeah. Well, there's more to it than that.
What more?
Well, it's a long story. My mum fell in love with one of them and left my father.
OK.
That's a whole different episode.
Railings 2,
Yeah.
they tried butter.
Yes. They tried butter. They tried olive oil. I'm talking about the second incident, not my mum and the fireman.
Yeah.
What did they try? They tried olive oil, they tried butter, they tried soap. They tried an array of lubricants I have in my house.
So at this point, on either side of your head, there's quite a clot of slippy goose.
I'm not going to pretend it was a nice image, because it wasn't.
Yeah.
Especially given that my backside was facing the road. And particularly that I was stupid, I was only in my boxer shorts.
You in your boxer
Because I thought this will take a second. No one passes by my house.
This will only take a second, so I'll take my trousers off first.
Did you get scared?
I was apprehensive that someone would phone the fire brigade and an old wizened fireman would turn up and say,
I remember you.
"You've done it again, haven't you?"
How did you get out? What worked in the
I'll
end?
tell you what worked in the end. Brute force.
What are you saying, truth or lie?
I think lie.
I think go with your heart.
Yeah.
OK, lie.
David's team is saying it's a lie. Lee, was it the truth or was it a lie?
It's a lie. I once refused to help a hang glider who had become tangled in a tree because 2 hours earlier he had been rude to me in a car park.
David's team.
I love it. How high up in the tree was he?
He was about 2/3 of the way up of the tree. You probably want to know the height of the tree, don't you?
Yes, please.
The height of the tree was about how high he was plus a third.
So he wasn't 2/3 about the tree, he was 3/4.
He was...
If he was 2/3 about the tree, then the height of the tree was how high he was plus a half.
That is a fair point, isn't it?
He's made you look an idiot.
Yeah.
Where was the car park?
The car park was just near a cliff.
Right, yeah.
What was the altercation that you had with him?
He took the last space that I considered my space. Because I got to the space in the car park, and I did that thing where I was waiting with my hazard lights on.
Yeah.
He came around the corner, and just as the person pulled out, he pulled straight into the space. I got out the car, I would say menacingly. I approached his car. He got out the car, bigger. And I said, forget it then, you know. That's your attitude.
So did he get his equipment out then?
No. He'd already belittled me enough.
Where was this tree? What were you doing when you came across this tree with him in it?
I was just going for a stroll with my wife.
And you heard a noise. Did you hear him or see him first?
I heard him first.
You heard him. What was the sound that you heard? You're talking to your
can you imagine
wife.
a kite hitting a tree, times that by 50, and then add a human? That is what it sounded like. Obviously, I took the smart-ass approach and I went, oi, think you'll find I was going to park there?
What did he say?
He went, help! Can you... Oh, help! And I couldn't see him at first, because it was just a sort of mess of tree and hang glider and...
What sort of tree was it, Lee?
It was a big one.
No, trees have names, don't they?
Brian,
was it an
the big
oak
tree.
or a birch or an ash? The species of tree.
I'm going to go for oak.
But was it an oak?
No. Look, I'm walking along with my wife. Ba, 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 ba. Crash! Pow! Wow! Is that an oak? That's not how conversations go, is it? You're going, there's a man in a tree fighting for his life.
A man in a tree shouting, help, help,
help
me,
help!
help.
I'm stuck in an oak, I think.
And what did you... what did you say to him as he shouted help?
That's not an oak! You're confusing me now. When I have to relay this on Would I Lie to You, I'll get all confused. And it's your fault. I don't know. I think it might be a sycamore. Can you just help me?
A sycamore?
Yeah, when he fell out, he went like that all the way down.
And what did your wife have to say about this?
My wife said, we must help him. And I said, I refuse. I absolutely refuse.
And she just went along with that?
Nope. She climbed that tree. Yeah. She climbed that tree.
With her bare hands?
No, she got human hands. She climbed that tree, and luckily she had some nail scissors, and she slowly started cutting at the many bits of tangled up bits around him until eventually she managed to help him get down.
The hang glider had strings like a parachute.
Sounds like a parachute, doesn't it?
I should point out, I'd walked away, and this is just the story that my wife recounted.
And then when did you next see your wife?
I still haven't seen her since.
So what did she...
He was a very good-looking Spanish guy, apparently.
All right. Super. Well, this is definitely true.
Right.
Did you leave this?
No.
A lie? Yeah. No, I think we think it's a lie
because
of... We think it's a lie because of what he said.
Lee, was it the truth or was it a lie?
Of course it was a lie. Having recently got into Eastern cuisine, this Christmas sees the launch of my new cookbook. Lee Mack's Walk Around the Clock.
David.
Give us some of the recipes from Walk Around the Clock.
Shall I give you my favourite ones?
Give just your favourite 6 or 7.
OK. Well, I like quite simplistic because believe it or not, I thought simplistic.
So, raw pork.
So, sweet and sour pork balls is one of my specialities.
How would you cook your sweet and sour pork balls?
Well, I'll tell you exactly how I would cook my sweet and sour pork balls. For £9.99, you can find out.
Did you go to the publishers with this idea?
I went to Penguin because they're the only book publishers I've heard of.
How keen were they? Because I have to say, if I was a publisher and you came to me, I wouldn't be interested.
Well, ironically, Penguin didn't pick it up straight away.
Yeah. Did you work in conjunction with a proper chef?
Of course, I was helped a little bit.
Who? By whom?
It's a friend of mine, works at the Chinese restaurant.
What's the name of this person?
You wouldn't know him.
Well, give it a try.
Steve. Steve Jenkins. I've been going into the Chinese restaurant a lot recently. And I've been really sort of learning about it and savouring the dishes. And I keep saying, Steve, this is fantastic. What is this? And then he says something in Chinese, which I don't understand. And then I said...
Steve Jenkins is Chinese.
He was adopted when he was a kid. Taken to China. But he was an English baby, yeah. This is a true story. They took Steve Jenkins. They adopted him.
Even though he was a baby, he was known as Steve.
Obviously not. Then he was called Baby Steve.
So this Chinese couple adopt baby
Stephen.
He's got his full name. He's got Steve Jenkins.
They don't change his name.
But they couldn't change his name, could they?
They continue to call him
because
Steve Jenkins.
Well, he's clearly an English baby. They knew he was going to grow up looking Western.
Was he the only Steve Jenkins in his school?
I think we should concentrate more on my ability to cook and less on my ability to understand the basic systems of adopting children and taking them to China.
What was the hardest recipe to perfect?
The hardest one to perfect was definitely the beef in oyster sauce with chilli.
How would you go about cooking that?
Well, first of all, I will get my wok. Yes?
Very bold of you.
Yeah, so I get my wok down from my wok shelf.
Yeah.
Put it down.
Got a wok shelf?
Wok shelf, yes.
How many woks do you own?
About 7.
7 woks?
How many woks have you got?
1.
Well, that's why you haven't got a book out at Christmas, mate. Yeah. So I light the burner, like that. That's the noise. Heat the oil, put the oil down. Peanut oil, actually. Don't use olive oil, peanut oil. So put the peanut oil around.
Sounds delicious.
The trick with the wok is not to put the oil at the bottom of the pan. It's to dribble it around the edge. You know the way same way you do a toilet duck?
Yeah.
All the way around the edge and watch it slightly go down. And the publisher said, probably don't use that analogy. So, put it around the edge. Let it all sink down to the bottom like that, yeah? Give it a good spinning round.
This is peanut oil, even though an increasing number of people in Britain are allergic to peanuts.
Absolutely. But
doesn't bother you?
No, I make it very clear to those people on the front of the book. I say, if you have a peanut allergy, you are not welcome. I'll do that. Throw it in. You flash fry it.
I'm there.
Then you're throwing in 3 or 4 different ingredients, depends which, there's different versions of it, but I'm going to go with the one with lots of greens. You've got lots of broccoli, you've got lots of carrots, you've got lots of... a few sesame seeds, you're throwing it in. The thing is to feel the pan, feel it, become the pan, become one with the pan. You flick it up like that, stir it round. That's when you add the sauce. That's when you've got to add the sauce, the oyster sauce. But it's homemade oyster sauce. How do you make homemade oyster sauce? I'll tell you exactly how you make homemade oyster sauce. You get some water from the tap, you soak your oysters in it. Yes, you do use oysters. You soak them for 4 weeks in water. So the water goes black. How does it go black? You get your squid ink. You squid ink it in. You mix it up. You then mash it down, in. Get it really liquidy. It's on the turn, but it's not gone off. You've got to get it just on the turn. You put it in, you whisk it round. It's not anymore because... Oh, stop that. It's gone. It's simmering away like that. It all settles down and you put it onto the pan like that. £9.99, the book's yours.
David, what are you thinking? It was very entertaining, but was it... Well, I say very. Was it true?
No, it wasn't true.
Do you need a little time to discuss this with your team?
No, I know. Well, firstly, it wasn't true off the card to start with, because there's no way Lee would bring out that sort of book.
Why?
I've met him, it's evident.
But why? You don't know
He then
everything
went on
about
to
me.
make it less
You don't know
plausible
everything about me, David.
that your collaborator in this book is a man called Steve Jenkins, who was adopted as a baby in this country, taken back to China.
Not for long.
No, for his whole childhood.
No, he said they came back to Britain.
Yeah, but when he was an adult.
Oh, when he's an adult?
Yeah, otherwise he'd have been able to speak English now, wouldn't he?
How did you write a book with a man that only spoke Cantonese?
Well, we had an interpreter. Chinese fella called Brian Smith.
I think you're incredible, man.
Incredible as in not credible.
So we're saying it's a lie. Yeah. Well, the audience are on tenterhooks. Lee, was it the truth?
See, there's a slight part of me now thinking, I could actually bring this out. It's a lie.
It's a lie. Lee hasn't written a cookbook called Lee Mack's Walk Around the Clock.
I once took my trunks off in the communal area of a ladies' changing room after getting out of a pool and misreading the signs through my foggy goggles.
David's team.
So, where was the swimming pool?
It was at the leisure centre.
All right. Where was the leisure centre?
Just next to the swimming pool. It was my local leisure centre.
OK.
Did anyone see your genitalia?
4 people looked, but no one saw it.
I'm keen to know, at which point were you planning to take off your goggles? When I get out of the pool, I shake off like that.
Yeah.
I turn back, let them have a nice look, and then I put the goggles up. There's no way you'd keep your goggles on for the walk.
Well, I am short-sighted, and they are prescription goggles, and I wouldn't have been able to.
So you were going to wear them home?
Not wear them home, no. I was going to put my glasses on that were in the dressing room.
So the reason you kept the goggles on that stopped you being able to see was so that you could see.
The irony.
So you get into the changing rooms.
Yes. Now it's goggles off like that.
Yeah.
And, so now you can't see anything now.
I can't see a thing.
Yeah.
There was actually no one in the room. It's trunks down like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when I heard the voice.
And what was the voice?
Hello, I live in your trunks. But that's another story for next week.
No, that's the children's book you're working on. I still feel publishers will be nervous.
So I go in, I do that, I bend over, Speedo's down, and...
Is that your technique? Goggles off, pants down? I mean, do you not go to your locker? I would take the goggles off, put them in the locker. I wouldn't go goggles off, pants down, right now. Where's my locker?
Was that the locker? No, I was at the locker.
What did the voice say?
The voice said, excuse me, and I said, excuse me, I'm not sure you should be in here.
Did you not question yourself at this point?
Question myself? I questioned her. What are you doing in the men's changing room? I said, Alex, could you say excuse me in the relevant way? I'll show you exactly how it went. Come out here. This is exactly how it went, right?
Where are we going?
I'll walk you from the... Right, so I've left my child in the pool. Dad will be back in a minute. If they go down, blow. You're in the shower, actually. Right, get out the pool.
At this point, the goggles aren't yet steamed up.
The goggles are on. They're a bit wet, and I walked in. I'm in there, and then I think, right, and then I look up with my goggles. It's goggles up,
off,
trunks down.
Excuse me?
You're that woman from the One Show.
This is the ladies. Get out, you pervert.
I think you'll find this is the men's changing room.
Hang on a minute. No, that's not right. Because if you said that to her, I think you'll find this is the men's changing room and you believed it, then your system would kick back in again. Bam, the pants would be...
Oh, no. I wasn't going to make a point and go, right, come on then. Beat that! So then the woman said to me, she said, excuse me, I panicked, and I said, I said, excuse me, this is the men's. She says, no, this is the women's. And I thought, for a minute, I thought she was wrong. And then I thought, oh, my God, she might be right. And then another woman came in, and then a third woman. But I'm so argumentative, it wasn't until the fourth woman came in that I considered that I'd made a mistake.
So what do you think? Was he telling the truth there, David's team?
I think it's, without question, a lie.
And you
In
think
fact, if it is the truth, I'm prepared to pull my trousers and pants down right now on this show.
I'm not comfortable with that sort of forfeit becoming part of the format of this game.
So you are willing to say that you are willing to drop your trousers if this is true?
Yeah.
Can we get you some goggles as well?
I don't need them. My eyes will be closed.
I think we're saying it's a lie.
Yes.
I'd like to say that I'm not willing to do anything at all if we happen to be wrong.
So you're
It's
all saying...
only a game, for God's sake.
So you say it's a lie. OK. Lee, was it the truth or was it a lie?
It is, in fact, Greg, true. Can I just say that I just whispered, could you change it? Because it was, in fact, a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Lee didn't take his trunks off in the ladies' changing room because of his foggy goggles.
I can always remember all my ex-girlfriends' names and the order in which I went out with them because their initials happened to make the acronym Bermuda.
OK, off we go. Bermuda. B.
What?
B.
B.
Will you please give me the names of all your ex-girlfriends and make the acronym Bermuda as quickly as possible, please?
OK, Brenda.
No. Brenda! Superb. Brenda is still as popular a name as ever. E.
Sorry?
Ethel? I'm helping you. What's the next one? Ethel.
E.
Is it Ethel?
No, it's not Ethel.
Enid.
No, it's not Enid. Have another guess. Erin.
Sorry?
Erin.
Erin. OK.
I'll just spell Bermuda. Well, I know, I was joking, yes. Sorry, R. That was R. That was actually Regine.
Sorry? Regime, as in regime change?
No.
Next up after regime.
Regine was the lovely Molly. Molly. I could tell you a thing or two about Molly, but this isn't the time.
Next one.
What about you?
This is the weird one. Right?
They're all a bit weird.
Not actually her name, right? But in my nickname for her, Una.
What was her real name?
Sally.
Why did you call Sally Una?
Because Una Stubbs played Aunt Sally in Where's the Gummidge.
Oh, that's very good. That's very good.
He's good.
Yeah, Dave, experimental year. If you've forgotten it, I'll never forgive you. Happy days, Dave. Happy days.
Dave, the D, that's what you're saying. The D is Dave.
Of course I'm not.
OK.
Delia. Not the Delia. And may I say, not my mother, who was called Delia. True story. Definitely not her.
But that's why it popped into your head now as you were making it up. And A
was Alex.
That certainly is a serendipitous series.
Yeah, if that wasn't serendipitous, I wouldn't have been able to do that.
What was the M again?
What?
The M again?
Molly.
And the E?
Was... What? The E. I'll tell you exactly what the E was.
The E was...
It was, in fact. I'll tell you exactly... What?
And the U.
And I
the
loved
U.
her. No.
The U.
Sally.
Real name. Sally. Yes. Come on, Lee. You know this. The D.
Give me a D.
The D was.
Mummy. Deirdre.
The E.
Give me an E. Erin.
The B.
Give me a B. That was a long time ago. To be fair. Brenda.
And the R.
And the R was Regine. Regine. Little Regine.
Yeah. Well,
is that a name?
Regine. It's a name, isn't it? Tell me it's a name. Regine's a Everything's a name, isn't it? I went out with a girl called Cupboard for 3 weeks. No joke.
Where did Cupboard come in the Bermuda list?
Oh, she was before I invented the acronym system.
Sorry, it was a system. It didn't happen by accident. You were seeking out people beginning with these letters. What was it about the island of Bermuda?
Well, because all my ex-girlfriends went missing.
So what do you think, David? What does your team think?
I think it's a lie.
Would he go with somebody called Brenda?
What do you mean, would I go? Yes, she was Miss World, right? She came and she said to me, I really like you. And I went, I like you. What's your name? Brenda. Forget it.
So what's it going to be, David?
I
think it's preposterous because it's preposterous.
I think it's a lie. I think it's a lie.
You're saying it's a lie?
Yeah.
OK.
Yeah.
Lee, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
Of course I was telling a lie.
Oh, yes, well done.
Yes, it's a lie. Lee's ex-girlfriends do not form an acronym that spells Bermuda, although they have formed a support group.
Possession.
Right, well, in that case, step this way and take the card, read the card to us, and then when you've done that, you can reveal your possession.
In Thailand, I paid £200 to have my portrait painted by a monkey. This is that portrait.
All right.
Can I give you that?
David, what do you think?
There you go.
Treasure it.
What colour shirt were you wearing?
You probably want to ask less what colour shirt I was wearing, what colours were available to the monkey at the time.
You don't particularly remember it being green?
No, and I don't remember having 4 green ears either.
And what colours were available to the monkey? Blue, red, green, and its own excrement.
That's my face!
Can I just say, I was recently at a zoo where I was painting with chimps. In the North Wales, in the Colwyn Bay Mountain Zoo in Wales, and I tried to get them to paint stuff, and there's no way they would have done that well.
I'm not being racist, but that's your Welsh chimp. That's all I'm saying.
How big was the chimp?
Well, let me remember now. He was sort of like this. It was about that big sat down. Yeah. So that plus a couple of chimp's legs.
I honestly don't think that a monkey... There's a sort of mouth on that, and his eyes, there's 2 blue blobs of eyes.
The monkey
monkeys can't do that.
You think it's too good, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the resemblance is too strong. You've even got your little squinty cockeyed eyes.
Don't push your luck. Things I have to put up with on the show. You're wondering why it's like this, OK?
No, it's hinted at it. I'm not wondering why.
It could have been better, but he was a surrealist.
David, what are you going to say? Is this monkey story true?
I think it's a lie. I think it's an absolutely pointless act to get a monkey to paint a picture of you, and I think Lee would also have thought that.
I think Rod thinks it's a lie. We know that. Sally? Yeah.
He looks like a hard man.
Okay.
We wouldn't be easily.
So, David, you're saying lie?
I think we all think it's a lie, yeah.
Lee?
I'm sorry, but it feels weird being up and not being able to press something. Do you mind?
Not at all.
It is, in fact, a lie.
Yes, what a surprise. It was a lie. Lee didn't...
It's a lie. How am I supposed to sell that as a truth? Do you know what? I'm glad it's not mine. How am I supposed to have a chance?
If my 4-year-old son is watching, thanks for doing it, and I'll fix it, and I'll bring it home.
And tell him I want me 200 quid back on that monkey suit.
Yes, it was, of course, a lie. Lee didn't pay £200 to have his portrait painted by a monkey in Thailand. I mean, why would a dumb, hairy beast who spends all day throwing his feces at the wall and scratching his bottom want a portrait from a monkey?
I can tell the circumference of someone's head just by looking at them.
David, what do you think?
No, you can't. Let's move on.
I actually had my head measured yesterday for
What
a
a
week.
waste of time. You should have just come here today.
So I know exactly what my head circumference is right
hey,
now.
Catherine, bring it on.
Go on then, what's her head circumference?
Let the lady ask if she wants to know. Yes, Catherine. Can I help you?
Lee,
Yeah.
what is the circumference of my head?
Could you just have a little bit of a... I would say that, from my expert opinion, you are... I would say you are a large.
David, large isn't a circumference.
Tell me, what did he say? Because they've got it wrong, I guarantee. Listen to this. What did he say?
He said that I was 24 inches.
Well, there you go. Classic layman. You're clearly a 23.
What do you reckon about my head, you know, in terms of circumference?
You're a 26. 26.
Right, 26 inches.
28, 26, 23 and a half.
You're not just reversing perspective and thinking that the heads that are further away must be larger.
Bizarrely, David's head is actually bigger than Catherine's, even with the perspective of the distance. Catherine's got quite a small head.
She's got quite a small head, which you defined early on as large.
It's time to encourage Lee to stop talking. What do you think?
I don't think it's true.
Do you not?
No.
There is something about it that just has the ring of
Fishy.
total crock to it.
Have you got a tape measure?
What, why?
Well, then we can prove I'm right by measuring your head.
Yeah, if we did have a tape measure, you wouldn't want to prove you're right, because you don't get a point just if this is true. You have to make it...
No, if you had a tape measure, you would prove that I'm right, and then you'd say true.
Yeah, and
Then
it would
I'd
be
get a point.
true, and we'd get a point.
And... Do you mind if I just... Sorry, I know what I'm doing. I used to be a vet.
My head shape is like a torpedo, though, and you have to get the
Remember
full
not to
length.
measure it from the nose, Lee. That was, that was a tip you did earlier.
Hang on.
I mean, you can take it. The nature of a head is
You've
that
got
it
to
gets
get the
smaller,
height
so
of
you're
the
going
head.
to...
David, would you read out the result, please?
No.
So, David, what does that lead you to?
I still don't believe it.
Really?
I still don't believe... Do you believe him now?
No, I
Do you
don't.
believe him now?
Oh, my
A
goodness.
little bit.
You believe him a little bit. I think we're going to say this is a lie.
You can say it's a lie.
Yeah.
Lee Mack,
Yes?
were you telling the truth or were you lying?
I was, in fact, telling a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Lee can't tell the circumference of someone's head just by looking at them.
After an incident with a permanent marker, I had to go to my son's parents' evening with a moustache and glasses drawn on my face.
David's team, do you believe that?
OK. Who drew this on your face, or did you do it to yourself?
Yes. I did it to myself. I was on the way to my son's parents' evening and thinking, I haven't got a tie. Oh, I know, I'll pretend I'm somebody else instead.
All right, what happened?
I was asleep one afternoon. My wife thought it would be funny if my son drew the thing on the face. So she said, go and get one of your felts, because the felts are, you know, the washable ones. He started drawing on my face. I woke up, I laughed a bit, I let him carry on, and then we looked at the pen, realised it was permanent marker. And when I went to wash it off, it came off a bit, but not enough. And we were late, so we just had to go.
Can't you try, I don't know, white spirit or something? Doesn't that work?
I could have tried a blowtorch as well.
No. I mean,
Silly bang.
What sort of moustache was it? Was it a sort of twirly one? Or just a sort of more Hitler-type thing, or...?
couldn't go into your son's school with a Hitler.
Well...
Could you?
Well, you definitely couldn't, David. That would be wrong.
So, David, which way?
Well, I think You think it's a lie, and you
Yeah.
think it's a lie? We're going to say it's
You're
a
going
lie.
to say it's
Yes,
a lie.
we are.
OK, Lee, truth or lie?
It is, in fact, a lie.
Yeah, it's a lie. Lee didn't go to his son's parents' evening with a moustache and glasses drawn on his face.
If you give me any date before the year 2000, I can instantly tell you what day of the week it was.
Bollocks. Is this something you learn, or is this the kind of, you know, Rain Man type thing?
No, I had to learn...
You learned how to do it?
Learnt the system.
What's the system?
The system is, what you do is you actually just learn.
You sat there trying to think of a system, and what you're clamping for is you actually just learn what day of the week every day is.
I can't go back to, like, 14 BC, right? But I can do it right the way back to the sort of 1920s, 1930s. And what you do is you learn a midway, so you learn you learn one particular pit point in 1955, 3 months in 1955, you learn it off by heart those 90 days. And then there's a calculation that you can do to plus or minus.
What's that calculation? Take a day, one of your expert period around Suez or whatever it was.
Well, you have to give me the exact year, otherwise it'll be two different answers.
I don't mind. Right, the 14th of May, 1955.
Well, hang on, 14th of May, 1955. Tuesday,
right. And so how do you extrapolate from your knowledge of that to go back to the 1920s to the 23rd of June, 1927?
It's dead simple.
Yep.
It's 7, hang on, to the power of 2. Right. Then you take away 10% unless it's a leap year.
And is it a leap year, 1955?
Of course not, you idiot, that was 54.
No, of course.
Okay. This one here,
1927.
this one's here, that is 55, a leap year. Absolute crazy, did you hear that? Listen, he's Oxbridge educated. What a...
90 years a leap year, 7 to the power of 2.
7 to the power of 2 is 49.
Minus 10% is 4.9, so you got 44.1.
Correct, I was going to say...
That's not a day of the week, that's 44.1.
It is
44.1.
Then you round it up or round it down, which is 44. Key of the door, 21. 2 and 1 is 3. Sunday's the first day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
So, David.
Lie.
You're saying it's a lie? OK, Lee, are you telling a lie?
Of course I'm telling a lie. Possession.
Ah, now, behind you, there is a possession. Could you bring it to the desk, please?
Ooh. Oh.
OK, now pop it on the desk.
Oh, yes. There we go.
Oh, right.
This should be easy. Right, just get rid of that. This is the black cloth that I used to have to stop the sunlight waking me up in the morning.
Now, I think you're being deliberately obtuse for comic effect.
There we go. These are my uncle's bagpipes. Years ago, I used to go busking and would pretend to play them while miming along to a speaker hidden under my kilt.
David's team.
How long ago was this?
Oh, this was years ago.
Years ago. Just think of the size of speakers years ago.
What, give us a taste of the size of the speaker.
No, it was about so big.
Can you pick them up and show us how you
Show us
hold
how
them?
you would style this out with the bagpipes.
Well, how you hold the bagpipes?
Indeed.
OK, well...
Confident.
So, you'd get this bit. You get this bit like that, and then you swing that like that, and then you stand like that, and then...
is that one meant to hang there?
Yeah,
like
that's to hide the wire.
Must have been a strange sensation having something hanging that far down.
Well, it's not so much how far down it was hanging, it was the noise it was making that was different. I just supposed to do that. I'm sorry. We've done all we can for your octopus, I'm afraid we had to put it down.
When you're ready, just press your crotch.
Go.
And here's the music. Are you blowing the wrong
I had
one?
it upside down.
I will say, so far, it's very convincing.
Yeah.
Now a group of small children have come and sat and they're transfixed by what they see. Oh, this is lovely. This is... Oh, all right, we've suffered enough.
Yeah. You wonder why they want independence.
Did anybody ever rumble you?
Yeah, I was rumbled, yeah. I was rumbled on a few occasions.
Well, there's quite a lot of Scottish people visiting London as well.
There is,
Were they insulted, or did they find you out? You know,
they'd say, like, oh, where are you from? And I'd...
Where are they from?
Just about...
So what do you think, Bryony? Truth or lie?
I'm thinking lie.
OK, Jason.
I mean, I want it to be true so bad, but it just can't be.
David, you're clearly going to go with your team.
On this occasion, I am.
They're saying it's a lie. Lee, truth or lie?
It was, in fact, a lie.
It's a lie. Lee didn't pretend to play the bagpipes.
Because I kept losing my bin shoes, I've now tied them to my hall radiator with a length of elastic. They comfortably stretch to the end of the drive before the tension beckons me back.
David's team.
When you put said bin shoes on your feet, you're still tied to the radiator.
Technically, but they're very elasticated, so it doesn't feel that way.
You said when you get to the end of the drive, the tension of the elastic beckons you back. Talk us through that procedure.
Well, I start walking, so it starts off... I've got a wheelie bin.
Yes, of course.
And I'm wheeling
Just one?
One wheelie bin, one recycling bin, but we alternate each week.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes it's green, sometimes it's blue. I obviously play the game of putting the wrong colour out, see if the neighbours will copy. Do you do that? If you do it first and then look, everyone copies you. It's fantastic. Sneak out at night, drop it back again. I'm a horrible man. So you get the bin, so I start walking like this. Are you all right?
Yeah, no, I'm just taking it all in. Go on.
OK.
So we've had a lot of female guests. You're the first one who's ever said that to him.
So I walk out and everything's fine, just walking. Oh, I'm feeling a bit of... oh, hello. Oh, it's much quicker coming back. And then I'm back over here.
Right, there we go.
Bit tired. Hang on.
Was that elastic tighter than you thought?
No, just the bin was heavier than I
thought. Why don't you just use string?
Because if you use string, when it comes back, it's everywhere. If you use elastic, it gathers up into a smaller space.
But after a while, it all goes baggy.
Well, that's just life, isn't it?
Life.
What are you going to say, David?
What do you think, Sam?
I think it's a lie.
OK, Miles.
I think it's a lie. I mean, I'm sure you've got a pair of bin shoes, but I think this seems like a step too far.
I think we're going to say
You're saying it's a lie?
Yes.
OK, yeah. Lee, was it true or was it a lie?
It was, in fact, a lie. I've devised a simple mnemonic to help me remember everything I need to pack when going on holiday. I won't leave the house until I've ticked off everything on my flip-flop list.
David's team.
OK. I hate to do this, Lee, but could you take us through the mnemonic?
What is a mnemonic?
I can best describe it as new information that I received about 10 seconds ago. No. A mnemonic is basically flip-flop, so the first letter of the list of all the things I've got to remember. Right. So, for example, you probably want to know what the first one is, F.
Yes. Yeah.
Can't think of anything beginning with F now. Flip-flop. So flip-flop
So the
is
F of flip-flop you use,
F for flip-flop.
even though the system is the flip-flop system, so you're remembering the word flip-flop anyway, you then waste that first F, reminding you again to take... Is there not a risk you might take 2 pairs of flip-flop?
No.
You notice he's doing singular, so he only packs 1 flip-flop.
They flip-flop.
So that's your first F, but there's another F coming up in a while.
Now you'll know why I said only 1 flip-flop.
L.
L stands for lipstick.
Why are you taking lipstick?
Because I once... my wife... who always forgets her lipstick, always says, darn, I've forgotten my lipstick. My whole 2-week holiday is ruined. They never have the product I've got in this country. So I got so annoyed by this over the years. I thought, from now on, I'm going to take the lipstick so that when she gets there, she won't start kicking off and ruining the whole trip because her lips aren't red enough.
I
is for the passport.
I for passport?
Yeah, because it's got me in it, and I remember myself as I. Okay. I must remember...
No, this
it's
makes...
I. Who's that? That is I.
Makes perfect sense. It's I for ID.
No, I never went with that system. No. And now I think about it...
I won't help you.
It's crazy.
Lee, you know that in just 1 letter's time we've got a P, which would seem very well suited for passport.
It would.
So what's P?
My wife's passport.
All right, F.
F. Now, this is an interesting one. F is for francs, the currency. Now, I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say. But when I first developed this system, it was because we were going to the south of France and I wanted to remember my francs. And now that the flip-flop system is invented, I can't change it for an E of euro because it'll be flip-a-lop. So I always remember flip-flop, so that's Francs. Francs are now euros.
To get your euros.
Or not necessarily euros, it could be dollars.
Foreign currency.
Foreign currency.
F. Foreign currency.
Foreign currency. Why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think? David, there are times when I wish I was married to you.
L.
L. I don't know if I told you about my wife's habit of wearing a different coloured lipstick on the top lip to the bottom lip. But, oh, yes. Yeah, no, it's an odd look. I'm not going to lie. It's an odd look. So it's another lipstick. Oh. Now, as everybody knows, when you go on holiday, there's one thing you've got to remember. And that is the suntan lotion. I go a weird shade of orange in the sun. And if I think of an orange, I always think of the suntan lotion. Yeah. Because orange body, suntan lotion.
I mean, I don't know what you're going to use the P for, because you've covered everything you'd need.
I take a spare passport for my wife, because we have the old passport. You know, you keep the old passport when you renew. I always take it.
Why?
Because
they cut through it.
Yeah, they cut through it. But we once, you know, when you just flash them occasionally, we once lost the passport and used the spare one. I went like that, and it worked.
Flip-flop, it's F-L-I-P. It's 8 letters, and you use 3 of them for passports.
Yes.
2 of them for lipstick.
Yeah.
And over half of it is passports and lipstick.
What do you think, Joe?
Not much.
Kiri, which way are you leaning?
I think it's a lie.
David, what's it going to be?
I think we'll go lie.
Right, well, feel the tension. Lee, were you telling the truth, or was that a lie?
It's a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Lee doesn't use the word flip-flop to help him pack.
En route to a meeting at the BBC, I gave CPR to an OAP.
How old?
Pardon?
How old?
I'm 48.
Why did she need mouth to mouth?
Well, it turns out she didn't, and... but, you know, how do I know how you fix a sprained ankle?
And how did you encounter the OAP?
The OAP was just outside the tube station where the BBC was, and soon will be again, I believe.
Which line?
What?
Which line did you get on?
I got the train to Waterloo, and then I got the tube.
Which colour?
Well, she started off sort of pink, then she went red. Then she went a bit yellow, and then I just got got back again.
What colour tube?
Funny enough, when I got back that day and my wife said, what's happened today? I think, wow, what a journey.
When did this happen? I believe that you've been on the London Underground.
Thank you, Dave. Well, should we leave it at that?
Not quite. Describe the scene.
I saw people in a circle looking down on the floor.
Right.
Someone said, is anyone a doctor? And I said, yeah, there's loads of people.
Yeah.
She goes, I don't suppose you can do CPR, can you? And I went, can I do CPR? And as it happens, I can do CPR.
So what does CPR involve?
Yeah.
Put my hand there, and I started doing this.
Yeah.
This.
What's your rhythm?
I did this.
That's too slow.
Yeah, that's slow.
It's meant to be
you want
staying
it to
alive.
Oh, sorry, I thought you wanted it in slow motion.
It's the music of staying alive.
You wanted it in the pink beat edit. Yeah, but my record player's broke. Staying alive. You speed that record player up, lad. Staying alive. I'll tell you what tragedy's the worst. Tragedy. Really upsetting.
So what happened?
We got a new record player.
How many of these did you do?
I think I did. Still alive. That was a problem. I paused for the high-pitched note as you went blue again. Still alive. Still alive. This didn't help. So I'd say I probably got through the first verse.
OK, so you did the first verse of Staying Alive, then what happened?
And then she literally got up at the right moment of the verse. She went, Staying alive! And then the ambulance came and took her off, and she went straight over a bridge and died.
So, what are you thinking? Stacey, does that have the ring of truth for you?
Awful ending to the story, I'm so sorry.
I'm very suspicious. He doesn't even know what tube he got on.
You really, that's the most doubtful part of the story.
What do you think, Susie?
Yes.
No, I think his rhythm was all wrong.
Whoa.
You've been told that before. No, I don't believe it.
Don't believe it?
No.
Then we think it's a lie.
You think he was making all of that
do,
up? Goodness
I'm
me.
afraid.
Lee, truth or lie?
It is, in fact, a lie! I missed.
Yes, it's a lie.
I once returned a T-shirt to a shop, furious that it had shrunk in the wash, only to discover, mid-complaint, it was, in fact, my 7-year-old son's.
David.
So what did the T-shirt look like?
It was a small red T-shirt.
I'm guessing you had recently bought a adult-sized red T-shirt, and you had put that in the wash.
Correct.
And presumably also your son's identical
son's
red T-shirt, but purchased at a different time in a different place.
I got it from Gap, and he got it from Gap Kids. And I just grabbed it, put it on, thought, oh, it's shrunk. I had no reason to believe it was any... I didn't check the label. That was my T-shirt, as far as I was concerned.
So when you went back into Gap, what did you say?
I was in a queue for ages. Someone shouted next, and so I thought I'm in the wrong shop. And then I finally found out that it was Gap, so I got to the front of the queue, and I went to the counter and I said, I'm not happy.
Yes. What did they say?
They said, well, which one of the dwarfs are you?
I'm interested in you saying that you actually put on your son's T-shirt, which, lest we forget, you said earlier is something for a 7-year-old child.
Well, I didn't want to say it on national television. My son is clinically obese. But you forced my hand, so now I've got to say it, OK? So thank you for that. Thank you, David. He's not clinically obese.
I know this is probably not the right way to play this game, and this may seem a little bit like I'm helping the other team, but surely your T-shirt and your son's T-shirt would have shrunk at the same rate.
He didn't know his child's T-shirt was in there.
Yeah. Nothing actually shrunk. Steve, are you following? Nothing shrunk. Nothing shrunk.
Nothing shrunk. I've got
it's
my
just his
child's
son's T-shirt.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
So there's no shrinkage. No shrinkage is involved.
OK.
You following this?
So why were you complaining?
So there you are at the front of the queue and you're talking to the assistant.
I handed it over. I said, I'd like to swap this. This T-shirt has shrunk. She looks at the label, which I haven't done. She looks at it and assumes that it is my child's T-shirt that has shrunk. And she said to me, are you sure it's shrunk? To which I said, yes, because I couldn't put it on. To which she said, well, yes, but could your child put it on? I said, I'm not giving it to my son just because it's shrunk. And she said, well, if you're sure it's shrunk, then OK, it's shrunk. She went off, she came back, she gave me another T-shirt, exactly the same size.
And what did you say?
I said, well, that has also clearly been in a high wash. She said, how big are these supposed to be, then? I said, well, they're supposed to fit me. She said, why are they supposed to fit you? I said, because I bought an adult T-shirt. She went, ah, ah, ah. This is hilarious. I said, why? She goes, I don't even work here. I've gone to the wrong person, haven't I?
OK, it's time to guess, David. What do you think?
Well, we don't need to guess. It's a lie.
Put us out of our misery. Was it the truth or was it a lie?
It's a lie. I found out my girlfriend was cheating on me while I was bouncing on a trampoline and spotted her over the fence with another man.
What age did this traumatic event occur to you?
I was 18.
So what were they doing next door?
Well, you don't want to know that, do you? They were lying, believe it or not, on a trampoline.
You were trampolining in your garden.
Yes.
And you saw over the fence.
Yes.
Into your girlfriend's garden.
No, she didn't live next door.
Oh, right. So
Neither lived next door.
Neither of them lived next door?
Correct.
Why were they next door,
Because there was a party going on next door, and it sort of slightly drifted into my house. It was like two sort of houses were taking part in the party. It sort of bled into mine.
What sort of trampoline was it, Lee?
It was the TS497, the old trampoline. I remember jumping up over the fence, seeing them kissing and thinking, is that the TX417? Where did we get that from? I wish we could afford one of them.
Are we...
Stop kissing her!
I think you know what I mean.
Yes.
Was it an oblong trampoline? Was it the modern one with the nets, the circle with the nets up the side?
Don't say that! Do you know her name was a net? It was a trampoline with no net round the side.
Oblong or circular?
Well, she'd lost a bit of weight. I would say slim to oblong.
So, you couldn't see what was going on except at the top of your bounce trajectory, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what do you see for an instant at the top of that bounce? Are they already doing it?
They're not doing it.
Are they already kissing? Are they already writing poetry?
Have they taken their shoes off?
They haven't taken their shoes off. Oh! You know what was worse, though? It was the only thing they were wearing.
How long had you been seeing her for?
We've been up and down over the years.
So go on, you're at the peak of your trajectory,
yeah,
affording you a wonderful bird's eye view of the neighbouring trampoline.
Correct.
What did you see?
I saw my then girlfriend.
Whose name was?
She was called Joanne.
So what happened?
I wanted to have a proper look. I went straight up to the climbing frame, and sure enough, my fears were confirmed.
Oh, my
It was
word.
the TX497.
You must have been furious.
Oh, I was so angry. I was so angry. So I came round, got on the trampoline, and I went, Joanne! And she looked round, there was no one there. And then I went to the top again, Joanne! She looked round, there was no one there. This carried on for a long time. Joanne! So then I timed it perfectly. I said Joanne when I was down. I went, Joanne! Well, it took a while before I worked out that system.
So what do you think, David? Is he telling the truth?
I don't think so, no.
Why? Can I be honest with you? I'm not convinced either.
Lee, bouncing on the trampoline and spying Joanne. Truth or lie?
It's a lie.
No!
I would love it. Oh, possession.
Right. There should be a box under your desk. Would you first of all read the card out and then take the possession out and pop it on the desk.
This is the set of keys I carry around with me every day. I know what every single one is for, apart from one.
OK. The box back on the floor. Just take us through the set of keys, Lee, in your own time. Please don't feel you have to rush.
It's not saying his own time. It's all of our time, really, isn't it? But, OK, carry on.
So now I've got 3 keys that look very similar, so I have to put those little things on to give you the different colours. And these colours help me a lot, because that's for the blue door, that's for the green door, and that's for the yellow door. Yes. Now, I'll never forget, because the blue door is blue, the yellow door is yellow, and the green one is my next-door neighbour, Shakin' Stevens.
Yeah. And, what lies behind those doors?
So that's my front door key.
Yeah. And that's
which
blue.
genuinely is a blue door, my front door. OK? The green one genuinely is my next-door neighbour's key, but it isn't Shakin' Stevens.
Yeah.
I'm not an idiot. It's Howard Jones. And the yellow one is the key for the door at the back of the house. Now, this one, that's the key for the front door, the bottom lock. What do you call that?
Bolt.
Yes, I wish I could. This unusual-looking key, that's for the money chest. Money chest. That's for a small tin that we keep some money in.
Right.
And some things that we don't want the kids to see.
Why don't you want the kids to see money? And what else
There's
don't
other
you
things
want the
in
kids
it.
to see?
I don't mind them seeing the money. It's the other things I don't want them to see.
Like what?
The remains.
So, OK, that's where you keep your money and the remains of those who you've killed.
Yes. Then you've got PBU. That's that one there.
What does PBU stand for?
PBU on the keyring?
Yes.
It's the place for bins, you. It's a little...
Just like that?
Yeah.
He couldn't have made that up. It's true.
We've got one of those outside little shed things you're supposed to put the bins in to make it look tidy. And my wife constantly comes out and says, "There's a place for the bins, you!" And to help me remember, that's the key, I put PBU on the thing.
So you give yourself the job of remembering the night before the bin men are coming to go out, unlock these bins. Every time you go to put some rubbish away, you unlock the bin.
No.
None of this...
Because the shed that the bins are kept in doesn't have the lock. The gate leading to the shed that the bins are.
What's going in these bins?
My wife creating things more of the bins than me. Then we've got this little baby here. Oh, this tells a story. This one is for the safe. But the safe, bizarrely, it was already in the house and it's behind a picture. How exciting. The key has never fitted. We never know what's in the safe.
Now, what is the picture in front of the safe?
The picture in front of the safe?
Yeah.
Oh, that picture.
You know the safe that doesn't exist?
Well,
there's a picture that doesn't exist in front of it.
This is the bit.
It's obviously a painting of your bins.
This is the bit. This is the bit you're going to find.
That must never be taken
This is
from
the
house.
bit you're going to find crazy. It's a picture of the safe. I know, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And this, David, is the key to your heart. It's not. That is to the side passage. And it's quite annoying. It's quite annoying to get through the side passage because I have to open the gated community to the bins, and that takes me through to the side passage, which I open, and that's all the keys apart from this one. Do you know what that one's for, Fiona? Nobody knows.
And how did you get that key?
That key. Give it to... this is the bit that's not funny and I don't want any jokes. My great-grandfather fought in the First World War and he had a key round his neck and we don't know what the key was for, but it was passed on. He gave it to his father, his father gave it to his father.
He gave it to his father, so he passed it on backwards in time.
All I I will say is, just in summary, I'm not pitching it to you because it is true, but if you don't believe it, quite simply, the story is simple. What is there not to believe? I come home, I make sure the side-gated community to the bins are unlocked so I can get the bins out, leave them on a Tuesday, I let them open the side passage, I get in, lock the side passage, come through to the house, open the safe by moving the picture, I can't open the safe, I always forget, I close the safe, I get the tin, open it up, move the eyeballs, get the money out, close the tin, open the thing, back inside, straight to the front door, which is blue, go out, feed Howard Jones's cat next door, who I accidentally said was Shaking Stevens. What part of that are you telling me?
So what are you going to say, David? What does your team think?
I think we're going to say it's a lie.
Saying it's a lie. Lee! Was it the truth or was it a lie?
It was a lie.
Lee.
I can smell if there is a dead fly in the room. Can I just say, I know it sounds ridiculous, but I can smell a dead fly in the room.
So, is what you're saying that if there isn't a dead fly in the room, you have no sense of smell?
No, that's not what I'm saying. And you know damn well that's not what I'm saying, David. No, I can smell if there is a dead fly in the room. I can smell the dead fly.
So is there a dead fly in here?
Hold on. No, I can't smell a dead fly in this room, obviously. This is what we call a normal-sized room.
Let's see.
OK,
well, a room in my house.
How do you prove this? Do you actually sniff it out? Can you actually, like a sniffer dog, you actually find the dead fly with your nose? Or you just go...
No.
I
never told you I could find them.
You can't locate it, you just know it's somewhere within the walls.
Well, not within the wall.
I'm not talking about flies that might have been killed by a serial killer and then sort of plastered in.
Yeah. I can't smell them. I can't smell them. No, definitely not.
Right, OK.
But you can't locate them, you just know there's somewhere in the room.
I can smell if there's a dead fly in the room.
So where's...
How can you put it to the test? Because you might have been in a room in which there was a dead fly and you have not smelt it and said there is no dead fly in this room. And people have believed you, and yet lurking in the corner...
It's a good question, Joan. It's a very good question. And I wished I had a good answer. Just by the law of averages, there's been too many times when I've gone in a room and gone, there's a dead fly in this room. And quite often, we will see the dead fly.
What do you mean quite often? It has to be always. It has to be always.
I can smell if there's a dead fly in the room, so I will go in and go, I think there's a dead fly in the room. That's just a polite way of talking, David. I don't go, there is a dead fly in the room! It's a fact every time!
This room is a disgrace!
I talk more softly than you, David. I have a softer... I don't show off about my talents. Okay. I walk in a room and I go, I think there's a dead fly in this room. In fact, no, I think you'll find there is definitely. There always is. There always is.
What does the dead fly smell of?
It's a smell that I wouldn't want to describe to a friend.
Try. Imagine you're a wine connoisseur,
right?
But it's the smell of a dead fly.
I'm getting...
what are you getting?
I'm getting a bit of wing. I'm getting another wing. And how many wings of flies? What is it? 2 or 4? 4. Another wing. And no, wait. There's only 3 wings. I think I know how this fly died.
You've not really described the smell there. You've described the body parts of a fly while making sniffing noises.
Well, I can't. You know, I'm a professional. You're an amateur. I'm trying to say it in layman's terms.
Well, earlier on, I was. I came to see you in your dressing room to say hello, and I had a little look in the window, and only now I'm thinking there was a dead fly in there, and you never mentioned it.
Before you came, and I went, smell of fly. But I found that smell was soon overpowered, Jason.
David, time to make your mind up. Is he telling the truth? Is that whole fly-smelling thing real?
Well, let us pay him the respect of pretending to consider it. You don't believe him when he says...
I do not believe him.
Well, I think lie.
You think lie, you're saying lie. OK. Lee, were you telling the truth, or was that a lie?
I've actually started believing it myself. It's a lie. When I was 7, I had to be a bridesmaid at my auntie's wedding. When I was 7, I had to be a bridesmaid at my auntie's wedding, as one of the girls who was supposed to do it was ill, and the dress was a perfect fit.
What did the dress look like?
I describe the colour as traumatic.
Why do they have to have a bridesmaid? Why couldn't they just say, if she's not well, let's move on?
I think you're mixing it with admin. If someone says to me, put the dress on, I'd put it on. You know that, don't you? Do as I'm told.
So you didn't display any reluctance to put the dress on?
I may have said, you know, mother, father, I am a 7-year-old boy, despite the fact that I am 2 years younger looking and slightly androgynous. But please, give me some dignity. And my father turned around to me, he said, son, when I was your age, he had a pipe, when I was your age, my father asked me to put a dress on, and I put it on, and his father before him, and his father before him. You'll put the dress on, and you'll smile.
Was there a page boy as well as bridesmaids at this wedding? I was a page boy once, and if another boy had dressed up as a girl, I would have felt it was fair game to persecute him.
Well, true, but luckily the page boy came up to me, little Sharon, and he said, he said, tell me about it. You know, you think you've had a rough day. You know what I mean? I'm a 24-year-old.
How much notice did you get?
Pardon?
How much notice did you get?
Quite a few people. So I think, you know, from memory, quite a few people were,
No, you idiot! How much warning? How far in advance?
I genuinely thought you meant notice. How much notice did you get? That was a genuine one.
Yeah.
Oh, how much notice did I get?
Oh, everyone thought I was adorable.
I've got to admit...
Oh, everyone was looking. I was nervous at first, but then I felt like a princess.
Oh, I see. How much in advance did they tell me?
Yeah, how much notice?
How much notice did I get? You know what? That would be embarrassing if this was on television, wouldn't it? I think I got, like, I don't know, 5 hours or something. She was ill at the last minute and...
I just think you would have absolutely refused at that age.
Listen, I said, Dad, I don't want to do it. And he went, listen, I'm not your dad, I'm your mother. and I'm sick of you constantly calling me Dad. The other one, that's your dad.
How long did you have to keep the dress on? At what point in the proceedings? I mean, did you have to wear it right through to the disco and, you know...
My dad said you'll keep it on till the music starts. Da 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 da. Because unfortunately the cabaret act had cancelled because of illness.
So what are you thinking, David? Does that sound at all plausible to you?
What do you think, Izzy?
I really want it to be true.
Well, then say true.
I actually think it could genuinely be the biggest load of drivel I've ever heard. It can't be true.
I don't think it's true.
Lie?
Okay.
Yeah.
Lie. Conclusively, it's a lie. Lee, truth or lie?
It's a lie. When I'm at home, I amuse myself by shaving only half my face and doing that thing where you have a conversation between two people.
What are the characters of the shaved Lee, unshaven Lee?
I'll often do a sailor because that suits the look of the longer beard.
Could we have a little bit of sailor?
Looks like you shaved off your beard off again.
Hang on, that doesn't make sense because it doesn't. It looks like he's got the complete beard.
No. He has got the beard and he's talking to the man.
To the other person, yes.
Looks like you shaved off your beard off again.
Yeah, but the other person looks like
the little boy looks up and goes, I couldn't help it. I had to, because I was feeling a bit hairy.
But that doesn't make any sense, because the other one looks like he's completely shaved his beard.
No, sorry. I've shaved half the beard.
Yes, I know.
The one with the beard is the sailor with the beard.
Looks like you've shaved off your...
Meaning him.
half your beard off.
The other
to the
fella.
other one, who's then sort of going, yes, I did. Yes, I did shave half it off. But it doesn't look like they've shaved half it off. It just looks...
They've shaved it all off.
They've shaved it all off.
You say that. No, you're wrong. No.
I've shaved it all
wrong, David. Wrong. I'll do it again. Right. Man with half a beard.
Yeah.
You looks like you shaved...
No,
Wait,
the character you're playing is a man with a
Let me finish.
Okay.
Looks like you've shaved half your beard off again.
Okay.
Yes, I had to, but you should see the other side. Look, it's still there. And then the other fellow goes, I'm just as bad as you. Look, clean shaven. Let the story finish. You know I'm using it up.
Why did you say half in the first remark? Did you say it looks like you shaved your beard off again? Should be shave your whole beard off again? And he's going, yes, I know, but then let me show you more fully. Like you did.
I didn't say it like a red boy.
Coincidence, because I too am a cock.
You know what? The kids just laugh and clap.
Right, David, time for a decision.
Well, I think we think it's a lie, don't we?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. Definitely a lie.
Saying it's a lie. OK.
Yeah.
Lee, is it the truth or were you telling a lie?
It is, in fact, true.
Yes, it's true. Lee does amuse himself by shaving only half of his face and pretending to have a conversation between two people.
I once lost a game of swing ball to a chimpanzee.
David's team.
OK.
Why were you with the chimpanzee?
I was visiting a zoo in South Africa, and the trick that the chimpanzee could do was play swing ball. And we all took it in turns to have a go, and I'd had a few to drink, and he beat me.
What time of day was this?
Time of day?
Yes,
Before the monkey's bedtime.
Are you refusing to answer?
I'm not refusing, but I'm thinking about it for a while, because I don't know if you mean South African time or English time. It's very similar, but I think there's an hour's difference. Do you mean the South African time?
I mean the South African local time.
The local time. I believe... sorry, you've thrown me a bit, because most times I tell people
Local time at the zoo on the occasion of your match.
I've been using this... I can't lie, over the years, I've been using this anecdote at the darts and things. Oh, did I ever tell you, lads, about the time I played swing ball with a chimpanzee? No one's ever said, what time of day was this? He threw me for a second. Most people go, chimpanzee swing ball? Tell us more, you interesting person.
I suppose what's different is that when you tell that as an anecdote in the pub, people go, it's polite to go along with the bullshit that Lee talks.
Why were you in South Africa?
Don't tell me.
No,
The time of day.
The time of day.
Make up a time of day.
I couldn't beat a chimpanzee at swim ball because I was drunk. How am I going to remember the time of day? I'm terrible at this, and this at only 2:45.
What I'm trying to get at is why were you going round a zoo pissed? It's not a usual post-pub trip. Let's have a few jars. I'll tell you what, I fancy a trip round the zoo. Around about 1 in the morning, they get the chimp out, and the chimp takes people on a swing ball. The chimp likes nothing more than a load of pissed contestants.
Yeah, well, we don't all go to the British Museum for stag weekends.
But zoos aren't open after the pub.
No, we went. It was afternoon. You know, we've been drinking since the morning.
You had a boozy lunch.
We'd had a boozy morning. We started at 11. Arrest me.
Right.
Why didn't you go and see, like, some strippers? Wouldn't a load of men go,
we were that drunk, we thought we were.
We thought that was a pole. Monkeys.
We thought, this is the rubbish pole dancing club. That little pole dance hasn't got any tits, she hasn't shaved for ages. It was awful. I'm not going to lie. We were about to walk out. But then someone said, no, it's a swing ball playing chimpanzee. It's even better than we thought. I wonder why she wasn't letting me put 10 quid in her bra.
David, David, before someone phones the RSPCA...
It was a consenting chimpanzee. We're not... It wasn't
I don't
forced.
think he'd said, look, you know, I quite like it here at the zoo, but really what would make it peachy is if I could take on some of the visitors, ideally at swing ball, badminton at a push. I don't think that happened.
Well, he had no choice.
He had no choice. That's my point. Right. Is it the truth or is it a lie?
I thought it was a lie. Right. But it seems the sort of thing he'd do.
I think it's a lie, but I'm happy to be...
Yeah,
I'll
go
with lie. We'll go with lie.
We all say it's a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Lee, truth or lie?
It is, in fact, a lie.
Yes, it is a lie. Lee has never lost a game of swing ball to a chimpanzee. For the record, it was Scrabble.
I once picked up a hitchhiker and scared him so much he cried.
David, do you believe him?
Where were you driving?
I was going from... I think it was from round Norwich area, somewhere there.
Round Norwich to...
Presume somewhere between Norwich and Yarmouth.
How did you scare him?
What happened was we were driving along. He got in the car and he said... the first thing
You
he
were
said...
driving along and he got in the car. Well, that's already dangerous. He's sort of running to keep up.
Yeah. It was an ice cream van. I sort of grabbed him by the hair and pulled him in.
Yeah.
That's how I used to get them. And my car used to have problems because it was a problem car. And I pulled over, right? I pulled over and I went round the back because I used to have to hit the engine to get it going again. And it all went wrong and we pulled over. So I said, I'm just getting in the back because I need to get a hammer to give it a whack. And as I went back, I said, I thought it'd be funny to say, don't worry, I'm not going to kill you. So I went round the back of the van and got a hammer out, went back to the front, and as I was walking past to the front of the car where the engine lives, I looked in like that, and I just saw him go like that, and he just wiped a small tear from his eye, because I think he genuinely thought, I'm going to kill him, and he was a bit worried.
He cried? That's a very odd response to immediate mortal danger. to just slightly well up. That's more of a... I call that a more end of the It's a Wonderful Life reaction. Oh dear, I am to die, it appears. Rather than, get out of the car, run! But just notice a slight welling up. Ah, well, all things come to an end.
David, what do you reckon, then?
I think the stuff about having a dodgy car that he has to hit in a certain way with a hammer to get it going, I think that side of it...
Well, let's just leave it at that, then.
That's the bit of it that doesn't ring true to me.
Flannel. Larry, what do you say? I mean, you've got a good flannel detector. Would you?
I think it is. I think it's flannel.
I think it might be slightly true, but I'm going to go... I'm not convinced it's true, so I'm going to go with the team, and we'll say it's a lie.
Not going to rock the boat. No. OK. Lee Mack.
I say that it is indeed the truth.
It's true. Lee did once pick up a hitchhiker and scared him so much that he cried. Even Lee now admits it probably wasn't a good idea to shut him in the boot with the other hitchhikers.
I can tell if someone is left or right-handed just by looking at their ears.
David's team.
Just by looking at their...
Sorry, what people don't realise is that the most common twitch is this. You don't realise you're doing it, but over the course of a lifetime, that will just slightly...
Are you saying then that if I'm right-handed, I will tug on my ear as a little sort of nervous tick so much that either...
Not
what
so
will happen?
much.
My ear will move down the head? Or is it just...
To a layman...
Or is it just the lobe will elongate?
Rod, to a layman, no, you wouldn't spot it. But for a professional, you know it.
Well, I'm studying your ears.
Wow.
And on
Please
your
do.
theory,
yeah.
You're left-handed because your left ear is definitely longer
I was
than
doing
your
that.
right. Isn't his left
that.
ear longer than his right? So what are you, left or right-handed?
Left.
It's funny you should say that, because I think your right lobe is larger than your left.
I'm ambidextrous.
What am I, then?
You're Carol Vorderman.
Am I left or am I right?
Well, you're an interesting one. You're right-handed.
I am, yeah.
Because you're showing your ear so much, because you're so used to tugging it, you've got it ready now to tug.
What about David, Lee?
Which am I?
Well, yeah, I can't do that.
I'm finding this quite a stressful moment.
I can't do do it whilst you're holding these. I have to have a look. You keep your head
I've
still.
got tiny ears.
You have?
But I only grew arms when I was 9. Maybe that's
Yeah, classic right hand.
Yes, I'm right-handed.
Gosh, he's good, isn't he?
So, looking at my ears.
You're a textbook right-hander. Textbook.
Really?
Yeah, textbook.
I'm not, though.
You are?
I'm not, I'm left-handed.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about when you're using a textbook.
My ears are so flat to my head, you can't tell, can you? My ears...
You've got any ears. I genuinely can't see your ears. Look into the camera. You've got no ears. That's
So what do you think, David?
Well, personally, I think it's true, but I'll just check with my team.
Lie.
You think it's a lie?
Right.
You think it's a lie? Well, as I say, I think it's true.
You think it's true?
No, of course I don't! I don't think it's true, and neither do my team, so we'll say lie.
It's a lie. OK. Lee, truth or lie?
Of course it's a lie. I once helped my mum and dad look for something they'd lost using a Ouija board.
Was it a relative they'd lost?
David's team, do you believe that?
What was it that they'd lost?
They'd lost an important document.
OK, I don't want you to be more specific. Oh, actually, yes, be more specific.
A very important document. It was a document that...
it was a document?
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Okay.
Did I mention how important it was?
You're going too quickly. It was a document. OK.
It was a document.
Did the document matter?
Oh, it was important.
An important document. OK.
I can't stress upon you how important it was.
Yeah.
It was very important.
What was the important document?
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. I can't... I was only young, and I can't remember exactly...
They lost it.
It was something to do with a potential court case. I don't think it ever got to court, but they were worried that a thing...
Well, of course they didn't have the documents.
They were worried that something might go to court, and they knew if they found this document, it would mean that they were proved to be in the right about the case. I genuinely can't remember anything more about it.
I can't
Can
go
we
into
concentrate on the world of the dead?
Did they get through to your grandmother? She went, where did you last see it? Retrace your steps.
Where did you get the Ouija board from?
I think one of the regulars, because we grew up in a pub.
One of the regular what?
We grew up in a pub, and before the invention of the internet, between 3 and 5, the pub closed, and you had to think of something to do.
Obviously dabble in the occult.
Dabble in the occult. And believe it or not, my mum and dad and all the regulars would have a little lock-in, and me and my brother were invited to do the Ouija board.
If only you'd had Jenga or something more wholesome. No. And did you hold hands?
No, that's a seance, don't be an idiot.
Sorry, I get my bullshit mixed up.
Yeah.
How did you ask the question?
I remember it. My dad said, Spirit world, we have a very, 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 very... I can't stress upon you enough how important a document is that we must find.
Yeah.
And they told us where it was.
What did they spell out?
They spelt out in the attic.
So were your parents massively into the occult?
No, I mean, it wasn't a problem. I mean, it wasn't like, you know, it was just a bit of fun in the afternoon. And Ouija boards was cheeky in the 70s before these horror films.
Right.
Up until then, it was a Waddington's family game.
David, time to...
It used to be advertised after Mousetrap.
MB Ouija board. Picture all the family looking
try Ouija board.
So, David, what's it going to be, truth or lie?
Well, I think...
True.
You think it's true?
I think it is. I think it's true.
I was not thinking it's true, but my team think it's true.
You're the captain, David.
I'll go with the team.
OK, you say true. Lee, what's the answer?
The answer is, it is, in fact, true.
Yes, it's true. Lee did once help his parents look for something they'd lost using a Ouija board. For those of you who don't know what a Ouija board is, it's like Scrabble for dead people.
If you give me any date before the year 2000, I can instantly tell you what day of the week it was.
Bollocks.
Is this something you learn, or is this the kind of, you know, Rain Man type thing?
No, I had to learn...
You learned how to do it?
Learnt the system.
What's the system?
The system is, what you do is you actually just learn. You learn one...
You sat there trying to think of a system. And what you're clamping for is you actually just learn what day of the week every day is.
I can't go back to, like, 14 BC, right? But I can do it right the way back to the sort of 1920s, 1930s. And what you do is you learn a midway, so you learn one particular point in 1955, 3 months in 1955, you learn it off by heart, those 90 days. And then there's a calculation that you can do to plus or minus.
What's that calculation? Take a day, one of your expert period around Suez or whatever it was.
Well, you have to give me the exact year, otherwise it'll be two different answers.
OK, I don't mind. Right, the 14th of May, 1955.
Well, hang on, 14th of May, 1955. Tuesday,
right. And so how do you extrapolate from your knowledge of that to go back to the 1920s to the 23rd of June, 1927?
It's dead simple.
Yep.
It's 7, hang on, to the power of 2. Right. Then you take away 10% unless it's a leap year.
And is it a leap year, 1955?
Of course not, you idiot. That was 54.
No, of course.
Okay. This one
1926.
This one's here, that. It's 55, a leap year. Absolute crazy. Did you hear that? He's Oxbridge educated. What a...
90 years a leap year, 7 to the power of 2.
7 to the power of 2 is 49.
Minus 10% is 4.9, so you got 44.1.
Correct. I was going to say...
That's not a day of the week, that's 44.1.
It is
44.1.
Then you round it up or round it down, which is 44. Key of the door, 21. 2 and 1 is 3. Sunday's the first day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
So, David.
Lie.
You're saying it's a lie? OK, Lee, are you telling a lie?
Of course I'm telling a lie. Ahead of a forthcoming beach holiday, I've been practising my snorkeling in the bath. Last week, I managed to stay under for the entirety of the Archers.
David's team.
Lie.
For some of the younger people who have full and vibrant lives, what is The Archers?
The Archers is a radio soap opera about people who do archery.
Is your bath big enough that you can effectively bob in it full length?
No, my bottom is showing up out of the water.
Oh, God.
Picture the scene, Lucy.
And you remained in that weird position...
For the whole of the Archers.
For the whole of the Archers. Was that the omnibus, or...?
No, I wasn't on the bus, I was in the bath.
Where are you going on holiday where there's going to be such great snorkeling?
Thailand. Sorry, not Thailand, sock shop.
You've got your head in the water with your arms by your side, your bum in the air for 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
What good does that do?
But it makes you... It helps you practice not panicking with your head under the water.
You're pushing your head down under the surface of the water.
I've got about that much water in the bath and my head's not...
Wow.
What do you mean that much?
Bath.
That's a big bath.
I'm surprised you can get your bum out of the water at that depth.
Oh, no, I've got knee pads.
Right.
Big, thick knee pads, because it can get very uncomfortable, that.
You could put a little stool.
Yeah, no, I tried that, but my wife said I've got to stop doing that.
So what are you thinking?
I think he's fibbing.
Oh. Claudia?
Yes, that's a lie.
David?
Yes, it's a lie.
Of course, a lie.
It's a lie.
Lee?
What?
Was it a lie or were you telling the truth?
It's a lie. I can tell the circumference of someone's head just by looking at them.
David, what do you think?
No, you can't. Let's move on.
I actually had my head measured yesterday for a week.
What a waste of time. You should have just come here today.
So I know exactly what my head circumference is right now.
Catherine, bring it on.
Go on, then. What's her head circumference?
Let the lady ask if she wants to know. Yes, Catherine. Can I help you?
Lee,
Yeah.
what is the circumference of my head?
Could you just have a little bit of a... I would say that, from my expert opinion, you are... I would say you are a large.
David, large isn't a circumference.
Tell me, what did he say? Because they've got it wrong, I guarantee. Listen to this. What did he say?
He said that I was 24 inches.
Well, there you go. Classic layman. You're clearly a 23.
What do you reckon about my head, you know, in terms of circumference?
You're a 26. 26.
Right, 26 inches.
28, 26, 23 and a half.
You're not just reversing perspective and thinking that the heads that are further away must be larger.
Bizarrely, David's head is actually bigger than Catherine's, even with the perspective of the distance. Catherine's got quite a small head.
She's got quite a small head, which you defined early on as large.
It's time to encourage Lee to stop talking.
I don't think it's true.
Do you not?
No.
There is something about it that just has the ring of total crock to it.
Have you got a tape measure?
Why?
Well, then we can prove I'm right by measuring your head.
Yeah, if we did have a tape measure, you wouldn't want to prove you're right, because you don't get a point just if this is true. You have to make it...
No, if you had a tape measure, you would prove that I'm right, and then you'd say true.
Yeah, and it would be true, and we'd get a point.
And... Do you mind if I just... Sorry, I know what I'm doing. I used to be a vet.
My head shape is like a torpedo, though, and you have to get the
Remember
full
not to
length.
measure it from the nose, Lee. That was a tip you did earlier.
Right, hang on.
I mean, you can take it. The nature of a head is
You've
that
got
it gets
to get
smaller,
the height
so
of
you're
the
going
head.
to...
David, would you read out the result, please?
No.
So, David, what does that lead you to?
I still don't believe it.
Really?
I still don't believe... Do you believe him now?
No, I
do you
don't.
believe him now?
Oh, my God.
A little bit.
You believe him a little bit? I think we're going to say this is a lie.
You can say it's a lie.
Yeah.
Lee Mack.
Yes?
Were you telling the truth, or were you lying?
I was, in fact, telling a lie.
Lee can't tell the circumference of someone's head just by looking at them.
At school, I was given the nickname The Charmer because I was the only one who could console the school snake whenever it got agitated.
David and T.
So, what type of snake was the school snake?
It was... do you know what? I genuinely can't remember what type of snake it was. I could describe it.
Go on.
Go on.
Legless. It was about so big.
What was it called?
It was called... I think it was called Sammy.
You remember its name but not its species?
Well, I'm like that with women. Grass snake rings a bell, I think.
Why did your school go for a snake as opposed to, like, a mouse or some such?
Oh, it had a mouse as well, but it was in there with the snake.
What was in the tank other than the snake?
It was open plan. There was an area in the corner where he used to sleep. We used to call it the bedding area.
What was there?
What was there?
What was there? Never mind what he used to do.
It's like an ordinary bed, but it's just a lot
bed
longer.
was there.
A lot longer and a lot thinner. very long and thin. Extremely hard to tuck in at night. They're all there.
Very long.
By the time you'd done one side and gone round the other side, this side had come up again. You'd be there forever. It was
very
awful.
long, thin.
Very long, thin
mattress.
bed. Very long, thin mattress.
This wasn't one of those snakes that likes to sleep curled up.
No.
It likes to stretch out.
All right out like that.
Why did a snake need charming? Was it a particularly aggressive snake, or...?
It used to do this little thing where it used to raise its head up and sort of shake its head like that, left to right. Like that.
Yeah.
And I said to the teacher, "What's that? What's he doing that for?"
Oh, so you were taught in the same room as the snake?
Well, no, we went to different lessons, but in one of the classrooms...
This was during snake studies?
Well, that's what the PE teacher called it. So I said, as well as the other kids, we were saying, what does he do that for? And the teacher said, that is a sign that the snake is getting agitated. And I said, I bet I can stop that. And I lifted off the thing, and I just went like that, and I stroked the back of its head as a joke, and it stopped.
So you can't demonstrate it on a snake?
No, I can't.
But Matt is there. I mean, what if Matt were to be a little agitated? I wonder if employing the same methods you could calm Matt?
Well,
Matt, could you be a little agitated?
If you could be a snake, now, if you could sort of put your head down here, yeah, put your head further down. Put your head here, because the head starts off down, right? Now, get into character.
From a certain angle, this looks really dodgy.
Looks like I'm just about to go bowling. So you're looking down, right, and you're the snake. Now, suddenly, you're a snake, you're agitated. Oh, my God! That's an agitated snake. Yeah. You're all worried, aren't you? Don't worry, I'll sort this out. Now, I'm going to use my hand, because in proportion to the head, that's a finger. Yeah? Then I stroke the back of the head like this. And watch him. Watch the snake calm.
Oh, nice.
Go down.
So what do you think then, David? Lee claims that his teacher called him the Charmer.
Yeah.
And that's a nickname that stayed with him. I'd have got murdered at my school if my teacher would have said, you're the Charmer. That's it.
There's so much of that I've got a problem with. That thing,
I think
there was a grass snake.
Time for a decision right now.
I think we think it's a lie.
You think it's a lie? Lee, the snake charmer, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
Well, actually, it was a lie.
Yes, it was a lie. Lee wasn't nicknamed the Charmer at school because he was the only one who could calm the school snake.
I can smell if there is a dead fly in the room. Can I just say, I know it sounds ridiculous, but I could smell a dead fly in the room.
So, is what you're saying that if there isn't a dead fly in the room, you have no sense of smell?
No, that's not what I'm saying. And you know damn well that's not what I'm saying, David. No, I can smell if there is a dead fly in the room. I can smell the dead fly.
So is there a dead fly in here?
Hold on. No, I can't smell a dead fly in this room, obviously. This is what we call a normal-sized room.
I see.
Okay,
well, a room in my house.
How do you prove this? Do you actually sniff it out? Can you actually, like a sniffer dog, you actually find the dead fly with your nose? Or you just go...
No. I never told you I could find them.
You can't locate it, you just know it's somewhere within the walls.
Well, not within the wall.
I'm not talking about flies that might have been killed by a serial killer and then sort of plastered in.
Yeah. I can't smell them. I can't smell them. No, definitely not.
Right, OK.
But you can't locate them, you just know there's somewhere in the room.
I can smell if there's a dead fly in the room.
So where...
How can you put it to the test? Because you might have been in a room in which there was a dead fly and you have not smelt it and said there is no dead fly in this room. And people have believed you, and yet lurking in the corner...
It's a good question, Joan. It's a very good question. And I wish that I had a good answer. Just by the law of averages, there's been too many times when I've gone in a room and gone, there's a dead fly in this room. And quite often, we will see the dead fly.
What do you mean quite often? It has to be always. It has to be always.
I can smell if there's a dead fly in the room, so I will go in and go, I think there's a dead fly in the room. That's just a polite way of talking, David. I don't go, there is a dead fly in the room! It's a fact every time!
This room is a disgrace!
I talk more softly than you, David. I have a softer... I don't show off about my talents. Okay. I walk in a room and I go, I think there's a dead fly in this room. In fact, no, I think you'll find there is definitely. There always is.
What does the dead fly smell of?
It's a smell that I wouldn't want to describe to a friend.
Try. Imagine you're a wine connoisseur.
Right.
But it's the smell of a dead fly.
I'm getting...
what are you getting?
I'm getting a bit of wing. I'm getting another wing. And how many wings of flies? Was it 2 or 4? 4. Another wing. And no, wait. There's only 3 wings. I think I know how this fly died.
You've not really described the smell there.
You've
described the body parts of a fly while making sniffing noises.
Well, I can't. I'm a professional. You're an amateur. I'm trying to say it in layman's terms.
Well, earlier on, I was. I came to see you in your dressing room to say hello, and I had a little look in the window, and only now I'm thinking there was a dead fly in there and you never mentioned it.
Before you came in, I went, smell of fly. But I found that smell was soon overpowered, Jason.
David, time to make your mind up. Is he telling the truth? Is that whole fly-smelling thing real?
Well, let us pay him the respect of pretending to consider it. You don't believe him when he says...
I do not believe him.
Well, I think lie.
You think lie, you're saying lie. OK. Lee, were you telling the truth, or was that a lie?
I've actually started believing it myself. It's a lie. A man from Brazil once taught me a very simple noise you can make that will always stop a fox in its tracks.
David's team.
Can we hear the noise?
I'll be honest with you, it's a very instinctive thing, and without a fox,
I'll be a fox. Ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah. Can you do fox not reading a book?
No. They know. They know. They know. You dumb, don't know. Ready? Ready? OK. Come on, Mr. Lee. Come on. Stop me, Mr. Lee. Stop me.
I didn't think this would give Rob an impression opportunity.
Come on, Mr. Lee. But you can see him in the producer's room. Could we change bear to fox? I can do Basil Brush. I can't do a bear.
But, they can't. Lee, they can't change what a Brazilian man once told you.
That's true. That is very true.
Oh, that was like something out of Poirot, wasn't it?
Did this happen in Brazil?
It was in Brazil, yes.
And what was the noise?
The noise was, I might have to take a little drink to do it properly. I can only stop a fox if I've got water.
Yeah.
Not many people know this, but the fox fears very few things.
It's true, you know.
But there is one animal.
That's my bushy tail.
There is one animal. Come on. That if a fox hears,
yes,
the tone is so weird to the fox, it will scare the fox. And that beast, if I may call it a beast, is the dolphin. And and the noise that you make is simply the noise of the dolphin, which I will now demonstrate. The fox comes towards you, and a simple will stop the fox in its tracks.
Can I just ask you, why would you want to stop a fox in its tracks anyway? Foxes aren't aggressive. They don't run towards
Foxes
you.
Foxes are aggressive. They gnaw at our recycling box.
But can I just say, they don't gnaw at my recycling because I have a letterbox and this. They're off.
So was it a recycling gnawing scenario that the Brazilian man was giving you this technique
No.
in order
This
to
was
avert?
just one of those crazy drunken nights in Rio that I'll never forget. I'll never forget sitting there. I wasn't even talking particularly to this gentleman. No. He was smoking a big fat cigar and he turned around to me and goes, you know, if there's one thing that life has taught me... this will always stop a fox in its tracks. Well, and he did that. He blew the smoke into my eyes and we slept together.
Truth or lie?
Lie.
It's a lie. OK, Lee. The suspense is killing us. Is it true?
It is, in fact, a lie. I kept my car running for 2 months by cracking an egg into it every day.
David's team, is that possible?
When you say cracking eggs into it, where do you mean in the petrol tank or in the...
In the petrol tank. Oh, you fool. Do you know nothing of cars?
No, not egg-running cars.
Well, if you, in a car, you have a radiator. If the radiator cracks, all the water comes out.
Yeah.
But, interestingly, if you put an egg in the radiator, it congeals. And it seals the hole in the radiator because the egg cooks. And...
So why didn't you go and get it fixed?
Well, that's a good question. See, Trini, I couldn't afford it. So I thought, it's about 150 quid to get the radiator replaced now. It was my first car. So
the eggs must have cost you 100 quid.
No, they weren't free range, darling. No, No. I'm talking really
So you
cruel
did,
eggs.
did you do an egg a day?
Cruel and cheap, they used to be called.
Did you do an egg a day?
I can pump out 50 a day was the advert. Who needs to move his head? That's where the advert... Who needs to move his head? 50 a day, that's me.
So what do you think? Is it true or is it a lie?
Can't be true.
What do you think?
I think it's a lie.
OK, lie. You're saying it's a lie. Lee, tell us the truth.
It is, in fact.
True. Well done. Oh, yes. It's very, very true indeed. Lee Mack's motto is if there's a job worth doing, it's worth doing haphazardly with some farm produce.
On a recent train journey under cover of darkness in a tunnel, I secretly switched bananas with the stranger opposite because his looked better than mine.
Hey.
So, why was there no lighting in this train? Were you perhaps travelling in the 1870s?
Because it was daytime, and in daytime, they don't turn the lights on in a train.
What? So they were unaware of the tunnels on their route?
The tunnel was so brief and so quick, they didn't bother.
So it was a very brief, so it's basically like an extended bridge?
It was a shortcut.
So it was a very quick tunnel, but
very
nevertheless
quick tunnel.
you had
I would
to swap
say
bananas.
No more than 5 seconds.
Can you demonstrate how you did it?
Yeah. I had my banana, and I was looking at it thinking, you know, when yours is just a bit... It's not... I like them really yellow. I don't like that bit where they're just starting to go a little bit black.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just a little bit. But it was close enough where I thought, given an opportunity, I reckon I could swap that banana, because he was reading his paper. I thought, he's not concentrating on that banana. He hasn't fully engaged with the colour.
So he was reading his paper.
Yeah.
So he's holding a newspaper with 2 hands, and then in one of the hands he also had a banana.
No, it was on the table in front of... Have you been on a train recently?
The point is, he wasn't holding the banana.
I'm not that bold.
No, fine.
I'm not that bold. That would have been awkward in the darkness. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Hey, what's going on? And then the lights come on and I go... Mine was sitting on the table, his was sitting on the table.
OK, and you saw the 2 bananas. Yours has gone a bit manky. His is pristine.
Just fractional.
Just on the turn.
Just enough that I could get away with swapping it.
Yeah, so it's plausible that he might think, oh, I thought this banana was fresher than this.
But it was like a film.
It's been 14 seconds later. Maybe it's just turned.
Did you have any reading materials, or were you just sat...
Don't mock me, you know I can't read. I was simply entertaining myself, as ever, with my Etch-a-Sketch. And I remember thinking... I'm looking at it, he's not looked at that banana once. That's wasted on him, but that's irritating me.
Yeah.
So, and I just thought, like that, put it back in its case, I'm very protective of it. And I thought, could I? And I was tempted to do it. I thought, no, I'll never get away with this. And then suddenly, it was pitch black.
I'm struggling to envision a tunnel that takes 5 seconds to get through, but is...
Well, do you know those really long tunnels?
Yeah.
Imagine one of them, but really short.
But that renders the whole carriage, it just a complete blackout.
Yeah. Well, you know, all I could say, this is one important factor you're missing. Bright sunshine, eye adjustment.
The effect of the bright sunlight directly on your eyes.
Did I not mention how bright it was?
Very, very bright.
Oh, it was bright. I can't help thinking he wasn't reading that paper. He was shielding him. In fact, the banana was so bright. I think the bananas actually grew on the train.
Yeah. It's a moment of complete blackness.
Black!
You're almost blinded in this blackness.
And you know, it was so dark. You know when it's so dark, you think, God, it's dark, I could nick a banana.
But that's my whole point. How did you manage to put your hand on his banana to be so... I mean, you must have rummaged around.
No, I didn't rummage. Picture the scene. The Etch-a-Sketch is away. He's behind his paper. And I'm looking, and his banana's definitely reachable. And he's not looking, and it's there. And even before we go through the tunnel, I'm tempted. I'm going, could I? No. Could I? No, there's no one looking here. There's no one looking. And I'm so close to making that decision.
Yeah.
It goes black. Get it. Get it. Go. There she goes. And I'll never forget his face. I will never forget his face. He literally, it made a bit of a noise, a bit of a kerfuffle, and the lights came, and he literally went... I knew I'd got away with it.
So what do you think, David?
What do you think?
Absolute nonsense.
All right.
What do you
Just
think?
listen. Give me another go. It was a pomegranate on a rickshaw.
it's a very, very rich, complete picture that Lee has painted.
Yes.
But I don't think he... I simply don't think he
Grapefruit
would
in a
steal
brothel?
someone else's banana.
I think he looks low on potassium as well.
Yeah.
So, for you, it is a lie. Lee, were you... This is everybody's on tenterhooks to find out. Were you telling the truth? Or was it maybe a lie?
What do we think, Tim?
No. This is the one where you know the answer and you say.
Oh, I see. In that case, it's a lie.
Yes. Amazingly, it's a lie. Lee didn't secretly switch bananas with a stranger on the train.
When my kids were younger, I designed a special system for remembering which Teletubby was which.
David's team.
OK.
Name the Teletubbies.
Name the Teletubbies?
Yeah.
All right. You had, Kian? Oh, no, that's Westlife. Hang on. You had, Poe, Lala, Tinky Winky, and Dipsy. And Stuart Sutcliffe, but he left before Ringo.
Right. You know what colours each of them are?
Oh, you bet. You've got Poe, who is red.
Poe is red, OK.
Yes. Dipsy isn't.
Yeah. Dipsy... What?
Neither's Tinky Winky.
Tinky Winky.
And I'll say the same about Lala.
Winky.
So this system for your kids was just to find out which one was red?
No, Poe's the red one. The green one is Dipsy. Lala is yellow.
Yeah.
Yellow.
And who have I missed?
Tinky Winky.
Tinky Winky is like a purple.
But how do you know? What's the system? How do you know that they're those colours? You said you had a system.
I have got a system. Do you want to know the system?
Yes.
Right. Poe,
Yeah.
I remember as being like a post box, so that's red. Lala sounds like yellow. Well, it doesn't, but it sounds more like yellow than Poe, Tinky Winky or Dipsy. Tinky Winky, I sort of have a visual picture of him.
A visual picture?
A visual picture, yeah. Yeah, a visual picture of him with his willy out, which I picture of him as his little Tinky Winky.
Purple. Purple. Urgent and purple.
Dipsy sounds a bit like the deep sea, which is green. It isn't, it's usually blue, but the deep sea is definitely more green than it is purple, red or yellow.
Thank you.
I'm not sure about this willy thing, because in the end you were teaching your kids, weren't you? So...
No, I didn't say I was teaching my kids.
No, he's teaching
There's one thing my family never do, is we don't teach our kids anything. My father before me, his father before him. We haven't got where we are today by teaching each other things. No, this was to just so help me remember, because I would often say to the kids, pick Poe up, and the kid would go, loser, it's Lala.
The tragedy of this moment is that as a result of this, I will now remember the colours of the
Thus proving the system works.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've certainly got a system now.
I've got a system.
I mean, I will remember Poe is red because of a post box.
Yeah.
Dipsy is green because it's like deep sea, which isn't green but might be. Tinky Winky's got an urgent purple member. No! Lala is yellow because it sounds more like yellow than the others, even though none of them sound like yellow. I will never be able to forget that.
I'm not saying he's a purple member.
David, is he telling the truth?
What do you think?
You know, the thing that gets me is, like, of course the system is completely and utterly daft, but he's pretty daft. And on top of that, he didn't get any of it wrong any time he said it.
He may just know the colour of the Teletubbies without... Because I think the system, effective though it's proved to be, is just something he's invented. I think we've seen him invent it. Do you think it's true?
No, I don't think it is. I agree with you. I think he knows the colours of the Teletubbies. He probably has watched it with his kids, but I don't think he actually has a system.
You think it's true?
Oh, no, let's not go down this road again.
Yeah. Well, basically, I'm going with you, whatever.
I'm just not
do you
good
know
at
what?
this game.
I think if I go with you and it turns out you're wrong this time, the only time I go with you, then I'm just going to find that funny. I'm just going to find it, you know, like the very end, like it's gone beyond tragedy, and you just laugh at death.
So you're going to say lie?
We're saying
regardless of Kian thinking it's OK. Yep. You're saying lie. They're saying it's a lie.
Confidence.
Lee, was it the truth or was it a lie?
It was, in fact, true.
OK.
Calm yourself, calm yourself.
I am so merry.
It's Lee. Lee's go.
Possession.
Right, box under the desk, Lee. I'd like you to read the card first and then show us what's in there, Lee.
I spent an entire year in a plastic work class at school, and this is the only thing I managed to make.
Plastic work? What is it? What is it?
I don't know. Can we have a look? Can you bring it up?
What is that, though?
Thank you. It's shit.
You bastard, and I treated your teddy bear with such respect.
What is it, though?
Ironically, it's a luggage tag.
Is it a luggage tag?
It's a keyring.
It's a keyring, what?
Oh, is it a keyring? What is it?
Are you a big sports fan, eh?
I do follow football.
Yeah, which team do you follow?
I follow Blackburn Rovers.
Blackburn Rovers. Blackburn doesn't begin with an L, does it? What was the LFC?
It was Liberace for Chancellor. It stands for Liverpool Football Club.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Why did you make a Liverpool Football Club keyring in plastic work?
Because they didn't have blue and white plastic, Blackburn Rovers. They only had red plastic. So I thought, well, I'll give it the Liverpool Football Club because it's red.
Right.
When did you do it? What age were you when you did that? Was it at school then?
No, it was in Broadmoor.
You say it took you a year?
No, a year.
I've never heard of plastic work.
I know, well, the thing is, in 1982, plastic was the future.
I don't in any way disparage plastic. That's fine. I like plastic. Plastic's very useful. But a class at school
called plastic
doing
work.
for plastic work.
How did you cut it? What did you
not
use?
like that.
I don't think you're in any position to get all haughty about your plastic cutting technique if this is the only evidence they have.
I must say, I don't believe this, but I'd love to know what this object is, who made it and why. But we think it's a lie.
A lie. OK, they say it's a lie. Lee, is it a truth or is it a lie?
It is, in fact, true. Plastic work. That was a lesson that never caught on. Plastic work.
Plastic work.
Does anyone else do plastic work?
Did you get marked on that? Was that
Yes, I did get marked.
What was your grade?
I got a 2-1 and we went straight to Oxford. What do you think?
Yes, it's true. And I don't know exactly what LFC stands for, but I'm guessing the first word is lazy.
Possession.
Right, there's a box under the desk, Lee. Now, I'd like you to take the item out of the box and hold the object, then read the card out, please.
This is my Diber. I donated it to the British Lawnmower Museum, where it is now a permanent exhibit.
Right. David.
What is a Diber?
What's a Diber? A Diber? That's a good question, David. And would you believe me if I was to say I don't know? But it's a
Yes, I would.
I'll mime it for you.
That's...
Yeah. Could be any of these.
Okay,
It's to do with gardening.
So what does your Dibber do?
Pardon?
What does your Dibber do?
Are you Fred Flintstone?
Answer the question. What does your Dibber do?
Not 100% sure, but at a guess, I would say that a Dibber is for pushing holes in the ground.
Yeah.
And then maybe popping something in there, like a seed.
I see. How did your Dibber come to be in the British Lawnmower Museum?
I'll tell you, Inspector Morse. Have you ever been to Southport, my hometown?
I have, yes.
Oh, great. Can I I start again? Yes. Right. I have never been to the British Law. I was online.
But it is in Southport.
It is in Southport,
Yeah.
that's true. And I did see it online.
What did you put into Google that came up?
Well, you don't want to know that. But I noticed that on the website there was a bit that said the tools of the rich and famous. Famous tools, that's what I typed in.
There is actually, I do know for a fact that there is a British Lawnmower Museum because I myself have donated a trowel.
You haven't?
I have, honestly, Rob. I donated a trowel.
What is this museum?
Surely they want a lawnmower.
So you saw the Lawnmower Museum online.
Online.
With a list of celebrity artefacts.
There was quite a few. There was Brian May from Queen had given a lawnmower. Joe Pasquale had given a strimmer.
So what happened then?
I thought that'd be a nice thing to do, wouldn't it? Because it's my
Sorry,
hometown.
you saw that and you thought,
I
want a piece of that.
I want a piece of the action. Prince Charles, he gave something.
This is where the story's falling apart, because one is
No, that's not where the story's falling apart.
But one is asked to donate to... You don't...
I wanted to donate something. I thought it'd be quite nice to have something of mine, because it's my hometown.
So you picked up the phone?
I picked up the phone. You're still doubting my abilities, are you, Dave?
It is not... It is not your ability to make a phone call.
The man in the phone!
Are you seriously saying that the fact that you could have physically made this phone call means I should believe that you did? You say, look, I could have made the call, I'm physically capable, therefore it happened, David, end of story.
I picked up the phone, I phoned them up, I said, I'd like to donate something. They said, what have you got? I said, Diber.
You knew its name?
Well, actually, yes.
You knew its name, but you didn't know what it was for?
That's actually not true. I said...
So what did you say?
I took advice before the phone call.
From whom?
From who?
From whom?
I'm not doing it if you put an M at the end.
All right. From who?
Thank you. Who's putting the M at the end? Do you know what I mean? No one anymore.
Who did you take advice from?
I shall tell you.
You found a thing in the shed, you didn't know you owned it, you didn't know what it was. Who did you ask about it?
You want to know from who?
I want to know who you asked about that object in order to find out what it was called.
I shall tell you.
Well, please.
David Tennant, or as I call him, Doctor Who.
You asked... You asked Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
Who did you ask?
Tom Baker.
There are 7 billion humans on Earth. Please, let's not eliminate them one by one.
I asked my wife.
So, David, what do you think? Is Lee telling the truth or is he lying to us?
Dale?
I don't believe a word of it.
If it is true, it's one of the best acting performances I think I've ever seen.
Thank you. If it's true.
If it's true.
You think it's true?
No, I do not. No, it's a lie.
OK, David, what are you going to say?
We think it's a lie.
You think it's a lie. OK, Lee, truth or lie?
It is, in fact... true.
Not only is it true, but how exciting is this? We've got a picture. There it is, in situ, at the British Lawnmower Museum. Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it, eh? Just a simple tool who donated his dibber to the British Lawnmower Museum.
Possession.
Right, well, in that case, step this way and take the card, read the card to us, and then when you've done that, you can reveal your possession.
In Thailand, I paid £200 to have my portrait painted by a monkey. This is that portrait.
All right.
Can I give you that?
David, what do you think?
There you go.
Treasure it.
What colour shirt were you wearing?
You probably want to ask less what colour shirt I was wearing, what colours were available to the monkey at the time.
You don't particularly remember it being green?
No, and I don't remember having 4 green ears either.
And what colours were available to the monkey? Blue, red, green, and its own excrement.
That's my face!
Can I just say, I was recently at a zoo where I was painting with chimps. In the North Wales, in the Colwyn Bay Mountain Zoo in Wales, and I tried to get them to paint stuff, and there's no way that they would have done that well.
I'm not being racist, but that's your Welsh chimp. That's all I'm saying.
How big was the chimp?
Well, let me remember now. He was sort of like this. I'd say he was about that big sat down. Yeah. So that plus a couple of chimp's legs.
I honestly don't think that a monkey... There's a sort of mouth on that, and his eyes, there's two blue blobs of eyes.
The monkey
monkeys can't do that.
You think it's too good, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the resemblance is too strong. You've even got your little squinty, cockeyed eyes.
Don't push your luck. Things I have to put up with on the show. You're wondering why it's like this, OK?
No, it's hinted it. I'm not wondering why.
It could have been better, but he was a surrealist.
David, what are you going to say? Is this monkey story true?
I think it's a lie. I think it's an absolutely pointless act to get a monkey to paint a picture of you, and I think Lee would also have thought that.
I think Rod thinks it's a lie. We know that. Sally? Yeah.
He looks like a hard man.
Okay.
We wouldn't be easily...
So, David, you're saying lie?
I think we all think it's a lie,
okay. Lee?
I'm sorry, but it feels weird being up and not being able to press something. Do you mind?
Not at all.
It is, in fact, a lie.
Yes, not a surprise. It was a lie. Lee didn't...
It's a lie. How am I supposed to sell that as a truth? Do you know what? I'm glad it's not mine. Supposed to have a chance.
My 4-year-old son is watching. Thanks for doing it, and I'll fix it, and I'll bring it home.
And tell him I want me 200 quid back on that monkey suit.
Yes, it was, of course, a lie. Lee didn't pay £200 to have his portrait painted by a monkey in Thailand. I mean, why would a dumb, hairy beast who spends all day throwing his feces at the wall and scratching his bottom want a portrait from a monkey? It's Lee.
Oh, possession.
Right. There should be a box under your desk. Would you first of all read the card out and then take the possession out and pop it on the desk?
This is the set of keys I carry around with me every day. I know what every single one is for, apart from one.
OK. Box back on the floor. So just take us through the set of keys, Lee, in your own time. Please don't feel you have to rush.
It's not say in his own time. It's all of our time, really, isn't it? But, OK, carry on.
So now I've got 3 keys that look very similar, so I have to put those little things on to give you the different colours. And these colours help me a lot, because that's for the blue door, that's for the green door, and that's for the yellow door. Yes. Now, I'll never forget, because the blue door is blue, the yellow door is yellow, and the green one is my next door neighbour, Shakin' Stevens.
Yeah. And what lies behind those doors?
So that's my front door key,
and that's
which genuinely is a blue door, my front door.
OK.
The green one genuinely is my next door neighbour's key, but it isn't Shakin' Stevens. I'm not an idiot. It's Howard Jones. And the yellow one is the key for the door at the back of the house. Now this one, that's the key for the front door, the bottom lock. What do you call that?
Bolt.
Yes, I wish I could. This unusual-looking key, that's for the money chest. Money chest. That's for a small tin that we keep some money in.
Right.
And some things that we don't want the kids to see.
Why don't you want the kids to see money? And what else don't you want the kids to see?
I don't want them seeing the money. It's the other things I don't want them to see.
Like what?
The remains.
So, OK, that's where you keep your money and the remains of those who you've killed.
Yes. Then you've got PBU. That's that one there.
What does PBU stand for?
PBU on the keyring?
Yes.
It's the place for bins, you. It's a little...
Just like that?
Yeah.
He couldn't have made that up. It's true.
we've got one of those outside little shed things you're supposed to put the bins in to make it look tidy. And my wife constantly comes out and says, "There's a place for the bins, you!" And to help me remember, that's the key, I put PBU on the thing.
So you give yourself the job of remembering the night before the bin men are coming to go out, unlock these bins. Every time you go to put some rubbish away, you unlock the bin.
No.
This is none of this.
Because the shed that the bins are kept in doesn't have the lock. The gate leading to the shed that the bins are.
What's going in these bins?
My wife making things more of the bins than me. Then we've got this little baby here. Oh, this tells a story. This one is for the safe. But the safe, bizarrely, it was already in the house and it's behind a picture. How exciting. The key has never fitted. We never know what's in the safe.
Now, what is the picture in front of the safe?
The picture in front of the safe?
Yeah.
Oh, that picture.
You know the safe that doesn't exist? Well, there's a picture that doesn't exist in front of it.
This is the bit.
It's obviously a painting of your bins.
This is the bit. This is the bit you're going to find.
That must never be taken from the house.
This is the bit you're going to find crazy. It's a picture of the safe. I know, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And this, David, is the key to your heart. It's not. That is to the side passage. And it's quite annoying. It's quite annoying to get through the side passage because I have to open the gated community to the bins, and that takes me through to the side passage, which I open, and that's all the keys apart from this one. Do you know what that one's for, Fiona? Nobody knows.
And how did you get that key?
That key. Just give it to... And this is the bit that's not funny, and I don't want any jokes. My great-grandfather fought in the First World War, and he had a key round his neck, and we don't know what the key was for, but it was passed on. He gave it to his father. His father gave it to his father.
He gave it to his father, so he passed it on backwards in time.
All I will say is, just in summary, I'm not pitching it to you because it is true, but if you don't believe it, quite simply, the story is simple. What is there not to believe? I come home, I make sure the side-gated community to the bins are unlocked so I can get the bins out, leave them on a Tuesday, I let you open the side passage, get in, lock the side passage, come through to the house, open the safe by moving the picture, but I can't open the safe, I always forget, I close the safe, I get the tin, open it up, move the eyeballs, get the money out, close the tin, open the thing, back inside, straight to the front door, which is blue, go out, feed Howard Jones's cat next door, who I accidentally said was Shaking Stevens. What part of that are you telling me?
So what are you going to say, David? What does your team think?
I think we're going to say it's a lie.
Saying it's a lie. Lee! Was it the truth or was it a lie?
It was a lie. Possession.
Right, under the desk is a box. So pop it on the desk very carefully, like that.
I've recently got into baking, and here's a cake I made yesterday, especially for David.
Oh. Oh, it ain't bad, is it?
Let's have a proper look at that cake. That is uncanny.
It's got all of my thousands of teeth.
Why don't we see how close a depiction it is? We have the technology to do what they call split screen. Look down camera one. OK, so talk us through what's gone into making that cake.
Well, what do you want to know first?
How you made it.
OK. Right, first of all, I made the cake bit. Let's call it the cake bit, right? I made the sponge. That's the word. I made the sponge
How
first.
do you make a sponge?
How don't you make a sponge?
How do you make a sponge?
Now, let's do how don't you make a sponge. OK, what you do is you get your eggs and your flour.
Of course.
And then...
How many eggs for a sponge of that size?
I would say for that size, the bottom bit...
Or the other bit, really, they're the same size.
Oh, no, they're not. They're not, David. Your bottom is a lot bigger than your top are. For the bottom, I use about... I would say I use about 6 eggs for the bottom.
Nadia, 6 eggs for the bottom, yes or no?
12 eggs altogether?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I didn't say how I'd made the top sponge.
temperature did you bake it at?
The room was room temperature at the time. I preheated the oven at 180 degrees because it's fan-assisted, so I knocked off 10% for that.
Oh, right.
Does that sound right, Nadia?
Almost convincing.
Yeah.
Wow.
You knocked off 10%.
You always do knock off 10% if it's fan-assisted. I'm just going to have a little lick of your moustache, David.
I hate to say it, Lee, but you've slightly spoilt my present.
Wait till you eat it and you pass out and wake up in my cellar.
So, 6 eggs per sponge.
No. 3 eggs per top half and bottom half.
OK.
All right.
How long do you leave that sponge in?
I would say... What I tend to do is I don't do it the traditional way of timing it. I keep a good eye on it, and I wait till it's sponge-like and take it out.
OK.
It takes about... I'd say it took me about...
Half an hour,
40 minutes.
I mean, unless you bake, you don't know when you've got a fan-assisted oven.
It's difficult, isn't it?
When you've got a fan-assisted... He seems to know. He seems to know that bit of... You seem to know that bit of information, which is... Not everyone knows that.
Well, people are stupid.
Yeah, well...
Let's go to the centrepiece, the crowning triumph, which is the wonderful visual depiction of David. How did you approach bringing him so vividly to life?
Well...
Talk us through that.
Well, I started off... I tried to do you.
Here we go.
But that came out very bitter.
Lee, even though you violated David's face, who would like to try a piece?
I'll try some.
All right. Now, what flavour is it, just so we know when we taste it?
It's a sort of... It's an orangey citrus invention.
OK, here we go. Here's the first slice. This is going to Diane.
Yes.
There you go. And then Bob.
How would you describe the flavour, Diane? I won't be insulted.
It's very dry.
Well, it wasn't dry when I made it last week. David, would you like a slice of your own head?
Yeah, Nadia, you be the judge.
Listen, don't hold back. I can take it.
You can all have this. It looks like cake and it tastes like cake.
But it acts like a carpet.
It's dry enough for me to believe that you might have made it.
What are you thinking, Michael?
I think that he's been doing a bit of baking. I think he's made it.
I think it's bad enough for him to have baked it.
Whoa!
And Michael, you also think...
Unfair.
You also think he did it?
I think he did.
Yeah, I think maybe... This is cutting your eye.
You know, often on this show you say I don't see things from your point of view. Well, let's... Is everyone still here?
David, it's time to decide. Was it the truth or was it a lie?
Well, we think it could be true.
You're going to say true? Yeah. OK, Lee.
I'm going to keep these and take them home. And wear them when I make love to my wife.
All right. Was it the truth or was it a lie?
Well, actually, it is, in fact, a lie.
Lee, if you step out from behind the desk, read the card first.
When I ran out of petrol with my kids in the car, the only way I could get to the nearest garage quickly was on this.
Yeah. Pop that down there, sir.
So
Brilliant.
where did you break down?
I broke down just after this round, crying. It was a country lane.
Whereabouts in the world?
It was just somewhere around Oxfordshire. You're from Oxfordshire, aren't you?
Yes.
Let's change that. Somewhere just around Oxfordshire.
And this was in the car?
This was not in the car. This belonged to a farmer.
Belonged to a farmer?
The smallest, campest farmer you can imagine. So I run out of petrol, we're in the middle of nowhere, I pull over near the hedgerow bit.
Yeah.
And then I remember passing a petrol station back there.
How far? A mile? Half a mile?
About a mile and a half.
Mile and a half?
A mile and a half? And you didn't just think, I'll walk a mile and a half?
No, it's not, it's 3 miles, isn't it? Because you've got to get back as well.
That's
got
true.
you there, isn't he?
Yes.
I have to say, what with you all Oxbridge and everything and him having no education, that's quite embarrassing.
But still, 3 miles, that's not that far.
3 miles is a long way when you've got children in the car crying.
Well, hold on then. If you did 3 miles on it, you can definitely do 4 yards. So let's have a look at you on the bike.
And then, let me finish the story. And I remember as I came back with a petrol canister, falling off and damaging my leg and vowing that day never, ever to ride one of these beasts again. Would you like me to demonstrate me riding the bike?
I think so.
I'll kill you for this.
Go around the back, round to the side of Sarah, you can do it from there.
OK, I'm not feeling as young as I used to be, so I may not be able to do a wheelie. Right.
Is it all coming back?
And you had the petrol can as well, of course.
Petrol can! It's all right. Ow! I've gone over there! I've got the petrol can! I'm coming, kids! Kids, I'm coming! Stop crying! Tell your mother not to divorce me! I've got the can! Yes.
Just like that, yes, yes.
Now I can see it would have been a big help.
Can I make a comment? You're very out of breath.
Yes, I am.
And you've done 1 lap of this. Now, you're telling us that you cycled 3 miles.
Yes.
Do you remember having a coronary arrest at the end of the journey?
I was a lot younger in those days.
Why? When was it?
This was just after Christmas.
Lee, what are you doing?
I'm thinking in a minute I'm going to go wheelie the bike to the edge.
They're saying in my ear it seems like a very bad idea. I say, let it have a go.
Oh, they're saying to you, this is a bad idea. How do you think I feel? What, you mean the day people have said, pretend that you stole a child's bike and went to a petrol station, and they're saying I'm the one with the bad idea? Can I just say, Rob, come here. You with your little body. Come on.
Will you help me onto it?
Right, I'll sit here and do the easy bit. Right, I think I'm just going to make him cycle around for a while. I'm doing Rob Brydon.
Oh.
Fair play. Do you want me to help you onto the seat? Oh, jump!
Thank you. So, while Lee brings that huge bike back up, what are you thinking?
Stop me if you object, but I think we're going to say that it's a lie.
You're saying it's a lie? All right.
Yeah.
It is, in fact, a lie!
Yes, it's a lie. Lee didn't ride a child's bike to a petrol station.
Stupid game!
It's Lee.
Oh. Says possession.
Right, under the desk is a box. If you bring the box onto the desk. Now, read the card first and then show us the possession.
I recently took a crash course in taxidermy, by the end of which I've managed to make this.
Okay, show us what this is. Pop it onto the desk. David's team, where would you like to begin?
What is it? I can't see
Can we have a proper look?
That, Sheila, is what I call mouse on a skateboard.
Would you like me to take it across?
Please do.
What's it made of?
Made of mouse. With a little bit of skateboard.
Oh, no! Oh.
How was he killed? He looks like he was...
I should point out that he wasn't killed. He was found dead naturally.
It's like he was found walking down a very small alley.
Careful, took ages.
Oh. OK, first of all, how long was this course?
This is the first course. The course is well, it takes place over about 16 weeks, so 4 months.
A crash course that's...
Taxidermy takes years to perfect. This is a crash
and how often did you go?
It happens every week.
Once a week?
For 16 weeks.
That's not a crash course. That's an evening class.
No, not in relation to the proper course to become a professional taxidermist.
Well, that goes on for 25 years and you meet once every 6 months?
That takes 4 years, or until the animal dies.
Can you... How did you do that mouse?
Basically, I found a mouse.
Where?
There, on the stair. And it had little clogs on. I found the mouse actually in the cage which it was kept in because it was my child's pet.
And it was skateboarding?
No, it wasn't skateboarding. My son was a skateboarder, and that's why he wanted the mouse on the skateboard.
What did you do with the mouse that you found?
Well, the first thing I did was I had to break the news to my son, and I said, your mouse is dead. So that was that covered. And then he said, oh, I don't want to lose him forever. And I said, in that case, it's the crash course at the taxidermy.
So wait a minute, the mouse dies.
Correct.
Have a conversation with your son. What are we going to do? Let's stuff him. I know, I'll learn. I won't get a professional animal stuffer.
And that's because...
I'll learn to do it. You ring up the course, they say there happens to be a 16-week course starting next week.
How many people were on the course?
I would say there was 12, 14, something like that. 12. There was 12.
12,
yes. Sorry, no, it was a disciples' convention.
Talk me through them. What sort of people were they?
It was Matthew, Mark, Luke... Oh, sorry, there was a guy called Thomas. He wasn't sure if he wanted to be there.
Tell us what you do.
The first thing you've got to do is always check that the mouse is actually dead.
So, sorry, it's always a... It's always a mouse. This course is just for mouse stuffers. No one had anything else they were interested in. So everyone, all 12 of you turn up, sit down, get your mouse out.
You've got to remember that it's an introductory course. There was one guy, just one guy, Brian,
a good entry
turned up with a giraffe. He turned up with a giraffe and you went, you want the advanced course, mate, because we can't do this in 16 weeks. Next door, the one that's got the, the Velux windows. You can only stuff a giraffe if you've got Velux windows. That's the first thing you learn.
What did you scoop the inside out?
Thank you. Is someone finally interested in the art form? First thing you've got to do is get rid of the inside of the mouse.
How? How'd you do that?
How? Good question, Sheila. You get a sharp blade and you make an incision from the back of the skull all the way down to the tail.
So what happens when you make that incision down the spine?
Down the spine, yeah.
What happens?
So now I can only be described as a very, very horrific pop-up book because I opened it up like that, and it's not a pretty sight. I would describe it as sort of mouse spine-like. And I went all like that. And the fella said, first rule of get stuffed, taxidermy, crash course. He said, this is the interesting bit, he went, is never, ever open them from the back. I learned a lesson. You've got to learn, haven't you? You've got to learn. You've got to learn.
So what did you do?
Well, it means you got me needle and thread.
So you stitched the mouse back up?
Stitch the mouse back up, get him back to how he was.
Right.
Turn him over, slice down the middle.
And then what did you do?
You have to... Effectively, there's no easy way of saying it, I had to scrape out his insides.
With what?
With the tools that they give you.
What sort of tool is it?
Well, there's many, many tools. You know those weird things you get when you're trying to get the last bit of lobster out of the claw? Then it's like a little fork. It
wouldn't work with a giraffe, though,
would it? Just a giraffe. All you need for a giraffe is a spade and loads of bamboo.
OK, so you scoop out...
We learned that on day 4.
What do you put back in to give him that healthy...
You build individual fragments of bone shapes, but out of metal, and glue them all together. It takes 15 weeks on a Thursday night.
What do you think, David? It sounds very plausible to me, but what does your team think?
Sheila, what do you think?
No, I think it's a lie.
You think it's a lie?
I can't see why anyone wouldn't believe that.
I don't think there's any level on which any of us believe that.
They're saying it's a lie. Lee?
Yeah.
Is it the truth or is it a lie?
Oh, I actually have to go through the thing and pressing the button. Lie.
Place the item from the box on top of the desk first, and then read out the card. Thank you.
This is my lucky dice. I can always roll a 6 with it in 3 goes.
David.
Yeah!
Well, yeah, go on then.
Do you want to know how I came to discover this?
Yes, please.
Just found it in a box.
How long have you had it?
I've had it for about 20 years. Oh, the dice. I thought you meant my syphilis.
Where did you get it?
I got it from a woman in Highgate.
I meant the syphilis.
Sorry. I paid for it, $4.99.
Who meant the dice?
Full of spots.
When did you first discover that you had that these dice or die were indeed lucky?
I was walking the back streets of Hong Kong.
Yes.
I'm down this dark alley.
Right.
There's a weird shop staying open late. I go in, a small bell rings, and a small Chinese man was there. Hang on, this is Gremlins, forget this. This, I got it from Hamleys.
Give us some examples of when you've used this lucky dice.
Well, I've used it. It helped me get together with my first girlfriend.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah, that was her name. It wasn't a real name. It was Janet.
Janet. It helped you get together with Janet.
It helped me get together with Janet, my first girlfriend, because she was a big fan of magic.
Right.
And I said, oh, I can do a magic trick. And she said, what's that? I said, see this dice? I can guarantee, at any point I can roll it 3 times, and I will always get a 6.
And how many times did you do it before Janet said, I love you?
She never expressed her love for me. But after I rolled it once, we slept together.
Well, maybe we should put this lucky dice to the test. Now, to get a proper view, why don't you could come out and use this bit of stage here. You'd be like one of those New York crap shooters from Guys and Dolls.
I mean, when would you like me to get it? Straight away, would that just ruin it? I think a bit of tension for the last roll.
Bit of tension, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
It's
make it
never
number
gone
3.
wrong in 20 years. I swallowed it. There's the first one. What is it, madam? 5. Oh, sorry, sir. Sorry. Awkward. It's Janet!
So, there's no worries. You've got 2 left.
OK. Here we go. I mean, be honest, it's pretty gripping, isn't it? It's actually pretty gripping stuff, isn't it? Here we go.
Well, people watched Deal or No Deal, didn't they?
Attempt number 2. Here we go. It's a 3. So you're sticking to your promise of waiting for the 3rd roll. Where are you going?
Have a little sit down. So, what do we think? Is it true or is it...
You have to follow through on your promises. Right, here we go.
Come on.
Here we go.
Let me say that I personally am convinced that Lee is telling a lie, but that nevertheless he will now roll a 6.
Here he goes. Lee Mack, 3rd roll. Got to be a 6. It's rolling.
What do you think?
So what numbers did I get? Can anyone remember?
5, 3 and 2.
So they don't add up to 6 either, do they?
What do you think?
Can I just check? Is this definitely the dice I brought in?
I've got an idea. We can make this work by we retake Lee reading the card and he says, "This is my dice, it occasionally rolls a 6.
So, what are you going to say then, Johnny?
Lie.
Lie. Lee, truth or lie?
It was a lie.
Lee.
Ooh, possession.
Oh, right, you're going to pick the box up then from under the desk.
Well, you say box.
Oh, sorry, the tube. The tube.
Yes. This is my wall map of the UK. I have marked every service station that I have ever visited on it.
Oh, OK.
I can so see him doing that.
Yeah. It's from a man who was criticising somebody else for photographing a beige carpet.
Wow.
Sorry, are they little stickers?
Yes.
Sorry?
There are 2 colours of stickers.
There are 2 colours of stickers.
What do they represent?
The orange ones. These are the orange ones, orange ones.
Yeah.
And I've also done blue ones.
But why?
Why? So I could differentiate between the 2 types of service stations.
Why?
I'm about to tell you.
OK, well, come on.
Just give me a second.
Sometimes Lee likes to finish his own sentences, sometimes not.
They are basically 2 differentiating service stations. I use orange if I am heading north and blue if I'm heading south. Or, if I'm heading west, I also go for blue. In east, I go for orange.
Well, you have headed north a lot more than you've headed west or east. I mean, how did you get back here?
They're actually equal if you count them.
Looks like there are loads more orange. Now, that one in Scotland, there, on the top...
I can't believe you know where Scotland is, David. Well done.
Near Inverness, there's one.
That one there?
That one there. Reminisce about that.
Do you know, I will reminisce about that. I went through to the main pasty area, where I ordered my Ginster's pasty, and may I say Aberdeen service station, it was absolutely the perfect temperature. This is really hurting my arm.
OK, you can put it down. One more question,
One more
have a look.
Yeah, one more question, though.
You don't have to spoil it with the details.
If you want to have a look, they can have a look.
Can they?
Yeah.
These are all motorway service.
Yeah. Oh, you're all coming, are you?
Well,
Yeah.
There's an F and an asterisk. What do they denote?
They know fantastic. And the asterisk is... there's not a word. Blows my mind. Blows my mind, the asterisk.
And how many years of touring does this represent?
Oh, it's not just touring. I'll do it when I'm on holiday. I'll do it wherever I go.
You know when you said that there were about the same number of orange and blue? There's 7 blues and 33 oranges.
You're going to be laughing on the other side of your face when in the next round I say I am colourblind.
So, David, it's time to take a guess.
Aberdeen service station doesn't ring true.
It's definitely... I wonder, with the Aberdeen one, that's right outside Aberdeen. So you stopped at a service station about 6 minutes after departing.
If it's on empty, I stop and fill it up.
Certainly,
Which 33 times out of 40 happens when heading north.
Yes, it's uphill.
You could... Lie.
You're saying lie quite conclusively. Lee, is it the truth or is it, in fact, a lie?
It is, in fact, a lie.
No. It's a lie. That's not...
Can I just say to the idiots that come up with these questions, as if it's not hard enough that I put little stickers on a map because I fill up and I like to get... They'll think, oh, no, how can we make it more harder? Well, I have 4 of them with blue on, 1 with an F, and 1 with a bloody asterisk. How the hell am I supposed to do that?
It's really difficult.
Just say, why don't you just stick one in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean?
Possession. All right, take out the box, pop it on the desk, and read the card.
It's a set of children's cutlery. This is the children's cutlery I used when I went on a special diet. It helped to make the portions on my plate seem bigger.
David's team, do you believe that?
So, Lee, how long did you use the cutlery for, then?
Well, if it was a big meal, 10 minutes.
In terms of weeks or months? How long
Nothing was that big.
How long was the period of your life for which you used children's cutlery in order to lose weight?
Swallow this.
I know it doesn't take you that long to invent 6 months.
6 months.
Did you sort of take them, if you were going to a restaurant, did you take them with you?
No, I think you're mixing me up with a lunatic. You know, it's not a great... I mean, Keely, would you really want that on a date if I said, so, how did the tennis go, love? I could take it into the bedroom and go, you don't think it's big? Look at it against this. I mean, that's a salad fork, let me tell you.
And what gave you the idea? Where was the inspiration for this?
I read it in a book.
You read it in a book?
Yes.
Which book was that?
The Book of Dieting.
The Book of Dieting?
No, it was
a big book of stupid dieting.
Right, David, what do you think?
It's a lie. It's a lie.
All right, Keely, are you in agreement with the rest
I
of
think
us?
that's a lie.
So you're saying no? OK. Lee Mack, were you telling the truth there?
It was a lie.